Let me quickly switch over to displays, and then I'll go and have a search. See what I can find. Thank you, cheering music. It's nice, but we'll stop. I'm going to put that there for now. Okay, let's see what Harlan's got in his inventory. Spices? Yeah, no, that's not going to be a meal. Rations? He has 7. A mix of fruit and insects. Smiley face. With +2 additional rations. A third of a wheel of cheese. And he has a bunch of other stuff that he could try and put together for cook's utility, with his cook skills to try and make something. So for the most part, you have 7 rations by the looks of it. So if anybody has 3 rations, you'll be able to survive the next 2 days.
I have 8, so
yeah, you'll be fine.
If we're delayed by 1 day, that'll still be just enough.
Yep.
I have mushrooms.
This is true. However, your mushrooms aren't necessarily, because you gave a bunch of them away.
Your
didn't
mushrooms
you?
are dubious.
I have 10 mushrooms.
Okay.
As well as my two rations.
I have Sarchania. Can't eat that though.
I think only Kay could eat that.
I don't know if that'd go down well.
No, probably not. Okay, but hello and welcome everybody to Crabby D&D. I am here with my players, Kat.
Hi.
Kirv.
Hiya.
Kay.
Greetings.
And Vinny.
Hello.
We are unfortunately missing a Romulus for the time being. He will be showing up, hopefully, but we'll have to see. He hasn't said anything as to whether he'll be arriving. So we shall see. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say really, so let us begin. Alrighty.
So are we currently still in this perfectly circular cave? Bit?
No, you were you made it to the forest down near the base of the mountain.
Yeah, we had enough cover that we could set up a tent, so...
Indeed.
Yes. And I made a fire?
Yes.
Somehow.
So relative to the past couple of days, we're living in luxury.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Okay.
What time is it?
Running close on midnight. So, welcome back. I mean, well, as much as welcome back can be. Last we left off, our party of not so lost as to be lost adventurers of Cat, Kay, Kirv, Romulus and Vinny left the ruins of the abandoned fortress behind them, having caused it to collapse under the removal of a magic orb. With the rain getting worse and the party aiming for Brailin, they travelled through very tough passages of the mountain crevices and down waterfalls despite the weather. Having a short run-in with some draconians and seeking shelter in a perfectly circular hole in the mountain, now the party have headed further south, braving the weather as best they could and making their way towards a small woodland. Having gathered some food at the base of the mountain and have otherwise acquired dinner thanks to Romulus's aid, the party prepares to bed down for the night, but some of them are too tired to assist in this night's watch, I should think. So, let's turn down that campfire. As you're all preparing to bed down for the night, bar the one who is going to be taking first watch, the rain is heavy on the thick-leaved canopy above, wind bustling through the camp as it navigates its way around the tree trunks. The food was satisfying, due to Romulus's understanding of cooking, and as such you all go to bed feeling satisfied with the outcome, even if it was a challenging day. Who would like to herald the first watch into the night? And you can put Romulus wherever you would like.
And there's also a me.
And he arrives just on cue.
Woo! Woohoo!
Who would like to
I'd
take
be
this
happy
watch?
to take first watch.
Okay.
I will take second.
Okay. Okay, take second. And Romulus, you'll be getting third.
And Jeff take Overwatch. Also, if anyone falls asleep while on watch, I'm telling Jeff to make sure to try and wake them up.
Okay.
This is
And
becoming
then
a recurring theme.
And then
Okay.
I am become sleep, the goer to bed.
Likewise.
If there's anyone on watch who does not have dark vision, I will join them in their watch.
I think the entire party now has dark vision. Damian's the only one without it,
Excellent.
and he's lost, so that's alright. So,
You stole our tent, so fuck him.
he didn't steal his tent, he had his own, right? Okay.
He
So,
officially took his tent.
Kirv, seeing as you're on first watch, please go ahead and roll me a perception check, please. And I'm going to quickly roll to see who will be making the night watch, and that will be you. Okay.
21.
21, nice. And now please go ahead and roll me 2d8 for your random encounter this night, as it is happening on the first watch tonight.
D8. Red ones.
D8s, yes.
Okay. 2 7s.
14.
I don't like 14.
That's better than it would otherwise could have been.
Oh, good. Okay.
Flumps, 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 flumps.
No, it's not like that. So, as
When
you're...
will you give me flumps?
I don't know if I can. So, as you're otherwise taking watch, sat round, managing the campfire with the wood that you'd otherwise prepared and gathered through the night, you're sat there, the rest of your party sleeping away in the tents as you kind of poke the fire a little bit with the stick, just stirring it for a moment. As the smoke rises, you hear otherwise what would be a loud crash in the distance. Not that of lightning or thunder, but of something else.
Would you care to tell me?
You're not entirely certain what it is. It sounded far off, like something smashing into the mountainside.
The 22 perception gets me a sound. Okay. I really roll that high.
Yeah, you're lucky you heard it over the storm.
Okay, okay. Can I look over to where I think the sound is coming from?
Yeah. Are you going to leave the camp to get a better view, or are you just going to try and perceive from this far?
I would say I'm just gonna perceive from this far.
Okay. Looking out from where you currently are, you can barely make out in the darkness. Barely make out the only light that you are able to make out would be the very edges of the mountain base from your current location, and you can't seem to see anything from here.
Okay. When my turn goes, I'll just mention that to the next person to say, just keep an eye out over there.
Okay.
Loud noises.
Okay.
Jeff has got a 16 overarching, so.
Oh,
16 overarching? Okay, so I'll say Jeff joins you in seeing/hearing what's going on.
am I able to pat Jeff's head, or is he flying too high?
You can pat Jeff. Jeff's hopping around at the moment, not flying.
Mhm.
Okay. I do a gentle just pat on the head. Company.
Yeah, Jeff's okay with it. Okay. Your watch ends and you pass it on to Kay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
It's okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. You are informed of a smashing sound off in the distance. Something hitting rock, perhaps, but other than that, no further information.
So. That is a 19.
19. Okay. As your watch goes through, there's not much to listen or see during the night. It's fairly calm. Now that you've found some proper cover, there is the occasional movement of birds or bats through and past the trees, just avoiding each other and avoiding getting caught in the rain or wind. But outside of that, there isn't that much movement. You otherwise sit by and keep an eye out as best you can. Jeff kind of hops around with the rats for a bit before keeping a more of a close eye on the surroundings. And Romulus, go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
Time to perceive.
Mhm.
I'm not in roll 20, not roll 20, the other one.
So,
Tabletop
if you're in
simulator.
roll 20, you've gone to the wrong one.
I'm rolling, Chris, in roll 20. It's all fine. Ah, look at all these natural 20s that have all been rolled.
I rolled a
Perfectly
13
legally.
plus
I believe I have a plus 4
3
to perception. So.
plus 4. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, plus 4.
Oh yeah, that's right. I need to update your passive skills because the proficiency's gone up since. Okay. So, with that being a 17, you don't hear or see anything that would otherwise be difficult during this particular night. Nothing seems to attack you, and given your more enclosed area, it's safe for the night. As the day passes by, okay, I now need to roll for weather because it is the end of the weather section. And I need to get my book for this.
Hurricane.
Hurricane.
No, we don't need him.
It's possible.
Tornadoes. 5 of them.
It's possible.
With earthquakes.
It's again possible.
And meteor shower.
Less possible, but still there. Okay.
Yeah, that's less possible because it's already happened when that tiny meteor smacked into the mountain just then.
Ah, very good.
I'm rolling 2d6 or 2d8. I'm rolling 2d8 for this. And I don't have this on the table that I downloaded, so I will need to add that at some point. But for now, that is okay. So, current encounters document. Let's change this weather scale. Do. Rolling for weather. Oh no. Okay.
Meteor shower.
Let's find out.
Oh god.
That is a low roll. Okay. As the weather progresses through the night and into the day, your group, as it stands, you're otherwise awake. Romulus, you're the one who otherwise observes this as the weather proceeds to get worse. With the rain otherwise seemingly coming down from the mountain, you've been travelling with it as it passes over and through, as it's heading towards Brailin, it would seem. It's going to be a bit more difficult to divert course from here. You're not entirely sure. But the thing that you do note is that water is clogging up the ground a lot more. And the area around, as your party otherwise wakes and all of this proceeds to continue, your fire goes out, as it's otherwise been smothered by water, as there are a few inches of water covering the surface mud, which is now saturated. This is going to delay your travel by making it twice as long. So it's going to take you 4 days currently. Unfortunately. I mean, granted you missed heavy thunderstorm and hurricanes, but, you know, starving to death is unlikely. It's only 1 day's worth of rations you'll be missing out on if you don't get delayed further. But the weather has bogged it down, and until the weather scale decreases, this will be the case, which could happen tomorrow.
All I want is just a bit of sun.
Well, no more rat scouts.
Yeah,
They'll get stuck.
they're going to be swimming.
Rats can swim.
They can swim, but then the moment they get stuck in mud, they drown. Because they're not going to be able to get out.
How strong's the wind?
We're talking 70-mile-an-hour winds.
Right, no Jeff either.
Yeah. As it currently stands, you are looking at heavy rain, stormy weather, and freezing temperatures. Or hazardous temperatures, I should say.
All right. Well,
Because
our
you are at
focus
max
should be,
weather scale.
Our focus should be getting the fuck out of here. So
We don't.
let's
Yeah, we
continue.
don't quite have enough food to make it all the way. But if we have to go one day without eating, that won't kill us.
It will kill me.
I will die.
Well,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you die, we'll have more food. So
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
A salvage cat.
Guys. Say psych.
So
right?
everybody's on board with eating the party if they die now.
No, I'm not.
I meant more in the sense that they won't be taking up any rations. Maybe Romulus was talking about eating broken members.
I was mostly meaning about the not eating rations. I mean, I'm not
Mostly is
100%
pretty good.
opposed. I'm not 100% opposed, but that would have to be a very dire circumstance.
If it comes to it, I vote we off Romulus because he will have the most, meat. Nothing personal, Romulus.
He's got too much muscle.
Don't worry, Kirv. I would also vote to eat you at first, since I've known you the least amount of time.
I gotta say,
good to know where
Romulus
we
would probably be
stand.
pretty gamey.
Also, I am
And she's the only one of
cook.
us that knows how to cook. Yeah.
I mean,
I could cook.
Yeah,
who needs a cook?
the kid knows how to cook. We'll be fine.
Alright, no one's eating anyone. Let's get out of here.
That's-
See what we can find. Luckily, as the soil becomes particularly wet and boggy, a larger number of worms and other insectoids will rise to the surface. So we can try and search for them for additional snacks. Also keep your eyes out for further frogs, tadpoles. They're small, but they're kind of like river caviar, if you know where to look. There's also maybe eels, snakes, other reptiles, newts, plenty of. This isn't Romulus's voice. There are plenty of different delightful critters that can make a delectable meal if you know
Yes.
what.
I was going to say, if you're going to eat a newt, it's going to cost you 50 gold. They're endangered.
Oh, I'm
If anyone
sorry.
knows
Okay.
it.
In the real world, perhaps the newt is endangered. In this world, I do not.
In this
think
world, the
that
giant
there is-
newt exists, and therefore is not endangered.
The giant newt definitely exists and will eat you.
Oh dear.
So, keep your eyes out, and if we see any large monsters, we can,
Eat
kill
them.
them and strip them from parts.
Exactly. I mean, their hunting must have been pretty bad
Mm.
the past few days as well. They've got to be desperate by now.
Mm.
Which is probably bad for us in the long term, but as long as we don't get killed.
It means they're more likely to be out and about because they'd have to be searching, which is bad, obviously, in that, danger, but good because, well, we're arguably a bit more dangerous than your average wild beast. Now,
Utter silence.
The contemplation.
Yeah, are we?
are we?
Are we?
I would say generally we are more dangerous than your average animal.
I suppose. Yes, not very many animals can, blow stuff up. But, I mean,
Have you
Yeah,
met the
okay.
giant pufferfish?
no.
Are you aware of the
haven't.
bombardier beetle?
No, haven't met them either.
The bombardier beetle produces an inflammatory liquid, which, when exposed to oxygen, proceeds to ignite, causing fire.
Is this a canon
It's
creature or one you're
very
making
cool.
up?
No, this is a real creature in the real world.
Oh, it is a real creature in the
Wait.
real world, but Cat has
Chris?
definitely not met this.
I'm making a stat block for this. You'll need to send me details later.
Chris,
Yeah?
it's in Empires of the Undergrowth.
Oh, yeah! Okay, I'm going to need to Make a stat block for the giant bombardier beetle.
Oh, I can't wait.
That can only go well.
It may not actually ignite in fire, but it is burning hot and
Yeah, it's
does
very
burn
hot.
things.
Well, we can always make it so it ignites on fire, but you know.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Yeah. Maybe the dire bombardier.
that's
Di-
right.
dire bombardier.
You're
It's
welcome,
just a
chat.
walking fireball.
D&D with a side of edumacation.
Yeah,
Next week's lesson will be on quantum relativity and how that relates to the use of Mordenkainen's magical mansion, or whatever the fuck it's called. Point being, it doesn't run away. Physics pales in comparison to the stupidity of this game.
Yep. Anyway, so you're traveling for the day.
Indeed.
Okay.
We travel.
Who would like to helm the survival check? And if anybody would like to keep watch, go ahead, or do anything else to maybe help the day go by. You have otherwise recovered from your points of exhaustion, and those of you who had spent resources, you otherwise received a long rest, so you have regained all your spell slots, all of your abilities and resources, and you regain 3 of your hit count to a maximum equal to your level.
Excellent.
Yes.
I will keep watch, but to make it a little bit easier for myself, I will be riding Romulus because I might get stuck in a bunch.
Makes sense.
Can I do a nature investigation check to keep out for bugs? Potentially a bombardier beetle or a giant newt.
Okay. I will say doing survival checks as you go will slow your party down.
Oh, it's
Given-
just looking at the floor. and
Okay, so
seeing
just
if I can
keeping an
see
eye out
anything.
in general, but not
Yeah.
slow down. Okay.
I'm not like.
So that will be an investigation, nature, or survival check from UCAT with disadvantage due to the weather. Romulus,
Yeah, no.
were you making the survival check?
I believe so, since I don't think anyone else really does the survival that much.
Okay,
Well,
so
no.
go ahead and make me a survival check with disadvantage due to the stormy weather. And K, again, perception check with disadvantage due to the stormy weather, obscuring your view. And then I would like
Well, I
somebody
mean,
to...
it's still a dirty 20.
It's pretty good. And then I would like someone to go ahead and roll me today's random encounter for 2d8, please.
I am going to do this because I feel like it.
Oh, wait, hold on. 2d12, sorry. I was rolling the
Oh.
wrong. 2d8's for weather change, so sorry, 2d12. I made you roll the wrong ones there, Rebecca, I apologise.
I even double checked the red ones.
Yeah, I know, I said 2d8 instead of 2d12, I was wrong with you.
Feeling
Okay.
fine, 79. Or 7 and 9.
Okay, so 16. Okay. Okay, interesting. So let's see what
Giant
we
nuke.
get. Okay.
Give
Well,
us the newt, Chris.
If we get giant newt, I don't get surprised because I am looking specifically for it.
Okay. Travel is hastened as the weather changes for the better. It seems that as you are getting closer to Brailin, your time is otherwise easier. Now the weather is still at your back and is still going to remain heavy, but is going to get easier as the day goes on. You have left hazardous territory, and therefore you do not suffer the difficulties. As you are blazing a trail, Romulus, with your dirty 20, you manage to find a patch of ground which is slightly more elevated from the rest, and with the wind at your back and a straight shot as the weather begins to subside and get a little bit easier, your party makes a good headway with your guidance. You make it there within a day.
Jeez, damn. Good for us.
Yeah. Well done, Romulus.
Yes.
Yeah, the hazard
Take
The hazard
Take that,
disappeared,
Damian.
and you got hastened travel, which is good. So, as you're looking around, Kay, there's nothing that particularly catches your attention. Again, it's hard to see in the weather, but there's nothing that is of danger during this time as you are travelling. And Kat, unfortunately, with your role, you still don't manage to see a giant newt anywhere. And insects, as much as they would be around, as you are now travelling on a little bit more of a higher escalation from where you were, the insects or any other wetland creatures would otherwise be hiding in the underbrush and grass, so hard to see them. But
Sorry,
Safe
Yobby.
for now.
That's right. As you otherwise approach the outside of Brailin, you can see what looks to be hard, cut stone buildings, a few timber buildings here or there which have seen better days, and you can see that shutters have been pulled closed. You can see that there have been barricades, not necessarily set up on the doors, but loose objects have been moved, and it seems almost like a ghost town. There are a few individuals walking through, what look to be guards wandering around, wearing kind of these heavy male aprons with a surcoat over the top, as they're otherwise wandering around, carrying lanterns overhead on long poles. You can see maces at their side and a shield on their back with hoods up over the top, as they otherwise see you coming. There is no wall around Brailin. It is a unwalled city as you approach it. So you otherwise get a bit... you are just entering Brailin now. As you otherwise get closer to the buildings at this point, the individuals in question wearing kind of the mail and surcoats over the top kind of look as one of them kind of lifts the lantern high to get a better view. Oh! Travellers looking for a place to stay during the weather.
If at all possible.
Good. Right, follow me. We'll otherwise guide you to an inn.
Thank you kindly.
Woo. Bed. Bath.
This weather's not been fun the past few
Beyond.
days. Hailing from the north. Does that mean you've come from the dwarven settlements?
Zaka's Crossing.
Oh, from the other direction. Why'd you take it off the beaten path?
Work. Cataloggers and what have you.
Ah.
Badly timed, but I believe it pays well, so...
Well,
Weren't expecting this downpour.
no, not many were. Right then. He otherwise leads you through the city a little ways. You can see that the runoff water is going into the gutters and travelling down into the streets where it's running along gullies along either side of the road. A horse and cart otherwise comes through. You can see two more of these guards otherwise sat on the top of it, otherwise looking out. You can see that one of them has their hood back and what looks to be this almost crest of spikes running across the top of their head, kind of like a Mohican. As they're otherwise just sat there with the pole in question, as they otherwise look down. The one who's guiding you just gives them a nod and then keeps going. As you are eventually led to the Twisted Tap Tavern in Brailin. Okay.
The Twisting Tavern.
No, the Twisted Tap.
Oh,
How
the
does it
Twisted
pour the
Tap.
drinks if the tap is twisted?
Maybe it's twisted open, so it's always flowing, which seems a terrible waste of alcohol.
That or it's just like a spiral twist as it goes.
Hmm.
No, I'm sure it could be that.
No, you're right. That would be absurd.
That would be utterly silly.
Okay. Heading inside, you can see that the exterior of the tavern itself, mostly composed of stone, what looks to be a timber roof to it, the gutter around the edges, a few flower pots which seem to have been blown over in the wind. There's nothing in the window boxes itself. The wooden door is otherwise closed at this time, as the individual otherwise goes up and knocks on the door for you, very much announcing your entrance before pushing the door open. A individual on the other side pulls the door open, a rather large and bulbous individual. I'd say they were more spherical than anything else. The individual in question has what looks to be kind of this rough grey skin and a look down as they otherwise pull the door open for you, kind of holding it open as you all enter into the warmer exterior. You can see that the place is not completely empty, but mostly empty. There are a number of patrons otherwise sat at other tables, talking, discussing, relaxing, and generally enjoying themselves at this time. There's a crackling fireplace over at a hearth on the other side, with a metal grate just in front of it, and behind the bar itself you can see another individual otherwise just serving a few drinks, and what looks to be all manner and array of bottles that are just hung up behind them on long chains and pieces of string and rope. The person holding the door closes it, and Romulus, as you enter, you note that the door is large enough that you don't have to duck to enter through it.
Oh,
We love
luxury.
accessibility.
As you otherwise head inside, you are met at the same eye level of the person holding the door open. The individual with the dark grey skin, a rhino physique to them, and a massive horn at the front with their two ears kind of flapping to either side. A set of tiny spectacles held at the bridge of their nose, which otherwise point outwards past where their horn would be. As they otherwise squint at you all for a moment before kind of pushing the door closed with a heavy shove as the wind tries to buffet against it. The person in front of you otherwise pulls their hood down, and to this point you haven't seen much of them, but you can see that they are more of a elvish physique to them, more of a lithe form, the pointed ears which kind of droop a little bit at the tips, but you can see that their hair is otherwise a wavy mass of what looks to be these tiny metallic spikes that hang and are intermingled with their hair. Thank you, mate. And the rest of you, make yourselves at home. I'm going to have to go back out on watch. But you keep yourselves well, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck out there.
Thanks. Dav, take care of them. And the individual behind the tavern or the bar otherwise puts the hand up and nods as the door is opened again and the individual heads back out, pulling their hood up and pushing out into the night.
Well, shall we go get some food? Or a room? Or all of the above?
I think all of the above. Hello, Tavern Keep. How might I address you?
Trotting over to the tavern, or the bar, the individual in question, by the name of Dav, whoever that may be, you can see is a squat dwarven individual, what looks to be a large mace just hanging off of their side casually, as they've been serving some drinks, as they otherwise look up and go, "Ah, you're after drinks. What would you like? We've got all sorts from all over."
Well, to start off with, I'm sick of water, so not that. Have you got anything hot?
Understand.
Mulled cider or something?
Aye, we can get some mulled cider, alright. Or if you're after it, we got hot cocoa. Freshly imported from the west.
Can I have that, please?
Yes, let's
Sure.
go for the hot cocoa. Is there any food that we could order?
We got plenty of food from all over. Depends on what your preferences are. Do you want meat, veg, sweet stuff?
I think we definitely need to stock up a little bit. So, bread, potatoes, pasta, and meat.
Waffles.
Yes, waffles also.
If you're after food for the night, I can give you. If you're after stuff for journeying, you'll have to get that from the
No,
market.
this is food for the night. I meant stock up on our physical mass.
Oh, I see, on the things you need. Got it.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'll prepare an array of foods and bring them over. How's that sound?
Thank you kindly.
Any allergies to any of you?
Not that I'm aware of. If we find any, though, that'll certainly be an entertaining part of the
Be a
night.
fun learning experience. Cap off an
Sounds we've got-
entertaining journey.
As long as we've got waffles, we're good.
Waffles I can get.
Thank you.
Thank you kindly.
I slink over to the guy and I just sort of lower my voice and say, "I don't suppose you've got any hell goosings?"
Roll me a persuasion check.
He said he's got everything from all over.
Yeah, that's fair.
I need to check.
God.
Wait. Plus. It's +7. 13.
13. Dav otherwise looks at you with kind of a squinted eye. Otherwise, these bushy red eyebrows very much peeking through as he stares at you. Kind of begins to fiddle and twist his beard a little bit. And why would you be asking for something so exotic? Certainly got some fashionable tastes.
Well, I've never had the joy of trying one before. I heard they're fantastic, but very, very difficult to come by.
Aye, they are. I'm sorry to disappoint, but we ain't got hell goose, I'm afraid. We got hell goose eggs, but that's about it.
Where'd you get your eggs from?
You were sold them by a merchant not too long ago, actually. Say about 2-3 weeks ago.
What did they look like, perchance? Maybe I can get in touch with them.
They just had a courier come and deliver. They showed up, I was given good notice, so I ended up sending coin through a courier, and I was a bit skeptical at first, but they were selling them for a good price. And by the name of Mance.
Is it true that the yolk is black and the white is red? So I suppose the red is red.
The red is, the white, as you say, is actually orange, but the yolk is black. It's more of an ashy colour, but it's still, yes. I can't say I'm too appealed. The smell of them is horrible until they're properly cooked, but other than that,
How
not bad.
does one spell the name of the couriers?
Mance, M-A-N-S-E. But that was the courier. He travels from place to place. He might be in town at the moment, given the heavy weather. If he's not, then he'll probably be either over in... check my notes. He'll either be over in Canlis, where he'll be going further to get... where he'll be going through Mogov's trials to get some more cocoa. Or he'll be heading more to the northwest into the Dwarven Hills to go to Feldar.
Dwarven Hills.
So the city of Feldar. But I can't be certain. We buy from him every now and then. He has good contacts, people who come through. He buys all sorts from different people, but not entirely sure.
You have been exceptionally helpful.
That's quite all right.
Thank you. How much would it cost actually to try one of those eggs?
The eggs themselves, they aren't that expensive. I mean, I got a whole bunch of 24. I got a whole pack of 24 of them.
Just looking for one. Could
Just
I
one?
get one fresh, raw, just still in the shell?
Raw? Okay.
Yeah. Just to take with me.
I'll say...
Okay, just give me a moment here.
A silver?
Kirv, are you going to try and hatch the egg?
Well, okay. First of all, you said 1 silver, good sir.
Yes, 1 silver. They weren't that expensive. He was selling them for about 2 gold for a box. I thought that's pretty good, given most eggs are pretty cheap.
Yeah.
But and I thought, man, it's not bad if they're hell goose eggs. They're quite cheap here. But then again, that's Mance. I don't know what price he bought them for.
I pass over 1 silver.
Okay. I'll bring it over with your order. You don't want it cooked. You don't want it poached. You don't want anything. You just want it raw.
Yeah. If any chance, could I get it in a container that I could walk around with and it would unlikely break?
Oh my god.
If I catch you sitting on this, I'm going to laugh.
I'm just gonna start taking out a chunk of wood from my wood carving kit and just be like, alright, what's an egg shape? Just start.
I'll let your friend do it then. I don't think we got any boxes. I mean, we got takeaway boxes, but I mean, they're not going to be very safe for egg.
Okay. Romulus, you got this?
Probably.
Cheers.
He's just going to make a case for an egg. Okay.
Because I'm
yeah.
thinking I need something connected to the missing goose in order to use the Was it a spell to find?
Yes, to make an item
And-
that would be able to locate your missing goose.
And I think that's quite close to what the goose is, if it was.
I mean, it's a piece of its DNA, effectively.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And obviously, backup plan. We incubate the egg. I say it's the goose, and we win.
I think that only works if the goose and the gander were holding hands when the egg was laid.
Oh, so that's how that works.
I'm hungry.
yeah, I'll get your food brought over. You go find the seats, and we'll take it from there. And feel free to take off your outside cloaks. You look absolutely soaked. Were you looking for a place to stay for the night as well?
Yes.
Please.
5 of you. That'll be 3 gold, including the food. Well, 3 gold, including some of the food, depending on how much you're looking to eat.
I'll
Waffles.
hand over 3.
Okay, and 3 odd. Thank you kindly. And obviously, you paid for your egg and drinks. You wanted, was it hot chocolates all around or hot cocos all around?
I
Yes.
will try this hot cocoa.
Well, I've
Yeah,
got to watch
cocoa
whilst
from there as
Kirv drinks the cocoa. This is going to be amazing. Tell you what, have you got? I've got some cinnamon. Do you have any in stock, or shall I add it, or just?
We'll use what we got. We can get some fresh cream in there. We got cinnamon. We got some nutmeg.
Oh, excellent.
We'll be making it with that. We also got little
Excellent.
we also got little pig mellows as well, if you want.
Pig mellows?
Oh yes, pig mellows. They're these delightful little sweet pork creations.
Yeah, in the shape of pigs. They float inside of it, and it's called a mud bath or something.
Mm,
Does it hurt them?
I don't
They're not
know. I mean,
alive,
they melt pretty
my
quickly.
knowledge. They're probably dead.
I hope so. I've been adding them to these drinks for years.
Mm.
Can
Anyway,
I just have mine on the side, please?
Mass genocide?
yeah, sure. Alright, so 5 hot cocos or 5 mud puddles. That'll be knocking you back gold for that as well, please. Additional gold.
How much altogether was it?
Well, Vinny's already paid 3,
Vinny's already paid.
and Kirv's already paid for her egg. So,
I'll hand over the additional gold then.
okay. Hand over the additional gold, and you got 5 silver's worth of food coming. So, as you otherwise head back and find a table, otherwise left to do so. It takes a little bit, so if there's any conversation you wish to have, you're welcome to do so. Do you take off your outside wet clothes that are otherwise soaked through? They have been since for the past few days, so it's at this point getting to all of you.
Mm-hmm.
If I take mine off, will I be showing too much of myself?
You don't know. Oh wait, you mean like, do you have anything on underneath your clothing? Is that what you mean?
And then it's supposed to be, yeah. Like, do I have anything underneath that would, like, I assume I'd have something underneath to like protect myself still.
Underneath it, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, as each of you take your otherwise outside garbs off and kind of sit down as best you can, finding a place by the fire, the individuals in here are of all manner of different descents, but nobody particularly pays much mind or attention to your party. You do raise a few questions, of course, as a few of them kind of look over and like, oh, there's some interesting characters walked in. All right, back to business. Whether it be reading, drinking, low voice discussions, all sorts. So,
Okay.
you find a table and
Can't
sit at
believe
it.
they're
waiting
saying the eggs were so cheap.
Right.
Well,
Do
we
you-
made it.
So, we're going to need to stock back up on supplies before we get back on the road.
Yes, please, God.
Mm.
Yeah, to make sure
I'm-
everyone has their own rations this time.
I I hate to say this, I am running low on money.
Yeah, how much have I got? Infantry. Okay, maybe I'm not doing as bad as I thought I was. I'm broke.
Okay, I've got enough gold to get me through for a while, but really going to be needing the influx from Zeke's Crossing when we get back about the, well, I suppose the now defunct castle.
Keep in mind that job was minimal paying because it was abandoned. It was
Yep.
it was just under the contract that you could keep anything you found there.
Well, look, that minimal.
I'm also
minimum paying is
including
the
the, I'm also including the bits of the plants that we gathered. that
Oh,
we're taking
that's
back,
right. Yes.
and the weird misty liquid.
Yes.
Hey, we maybe our rewards back from the cataloguers now.
Which one was that for?
That was the last quest we did, and we gave them some spiders and.
Oh, that's
stuff like
true.
that.
Oh, and the jade. Yeah.
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 By the way, did you have a name for the? Well, I've just been calling them mana-sucking plants.
You are currently unable to identify them. They're a species which you are unaware of currently. Which means either
Okay,
they
I'm gonna call
are
them.
unique to the area or something else. You're not sure.
They were tasty.
I'm gonna call it the good suck leaf.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
And look, until Chris gives us the actual name, that's what it's gonna be called.
Sounds fair to me.
yeah.
They're
sure.
magical,
next.
right?
Hmm.
Can I cast Identify on it? Does it work like that?
Identify. I'm going to quickly double check how the wording for identify, but I don't see why not. Identify. You choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell, which is 1 minute. Okay, do you wish to do this knowing that it will take you a minute for this?
Well, I mean, we're sitting waiting for food anyway, so
Okay,
a minute, not that long, really.
okay.
But it's going to drain you.
Indeed it will.
Magic points.
Time to roll 10 lots of my dice. If it drops you to 0 MP, your spell casting fails.
Ruh-roh.
Let's see.
I mean, I'm not handing this over until we've worked out the maths here.
How many spell points do you have,
So-
Kat?
35.
Hmm.
Are you going to risk it?
Doable.
It's doable.
It's not.
I
it's
could
not
roll really
likely.
low. I mean, there's 10 dice. You don't know what they are. If they could be D4s, they could be D12s. You don't know.
I mean, the worst case is I run out of magic and the spell fails.
And your wild magic goes off.
Oh. Hang on. Does the wild magic go off for every single dice roll, or does it go off just the
No,
one?
the wild magic will go off for the casting of the spell because the spell fails. If it doesn't
Okay.
fail, you then just have to roll wild magic as you normally would. But if it ends up being
Okay.
below half, then you'll obviously roll with a higher number. Do you wish to risk it?
I mean, I could do this. I mean, okay, so just for a character's perspective, Cat hasn't bared witness to anything negative, so to say, from wild magic. So
That's
realistically,
fair.
Cat would be like, yeah, I can't see why not.
Okay.
Well, it's been nice knowing you, everyone.
Okay, all right. As a party, what do you think? Because that is my rationale behind it. Cat doesn't know.
Well, my thinking is, I'm on full health right now, and I'm devil-blooded, so I can take a fireball to the face. It will get us kicked out of this tavern, which would be unfortunate.
Have I got the egg yet?
No, I'll say it's being brought over as this casting is taking place. Well, not say
Just
it's
here.
being brought over.
I-
The part they haven't arrived with your food yet. They're still preparing quite a lot.
I say no. Because I ate one of these.
I think not Not right now is what we're going to go with.
Yeah, not right.
Maybe when we're back in Zaka's Crossing, because if a fireball happens there, no, it doesn't.
That's fair.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Would we get
Alright.
arrested for trying to fireball? I don't know how the law works there.
I don't know.
Yeah, like there's an intent there, but it's an
It would
intent that you know
it
will
would come
fail.
under attempted arson? Question mark.
Okay.
But
so-
if you attempt arson but know that it's impossible, like is that really attempting arson, or are you just being
Attempted
a little-
stupid.
Okay, so let's also throw a secondary curveball into this thing. Right, Cat's magic is very unpredictable, and she doesn't have fireball. She has elemental detonation.
I don't think it casts. It doesn't just cast natural spells, does it? That's a different thing.
Yeah, it will be as if the wild magic is catered to Cat's magic.
Oh, why did you have to say that, Chris? Why couldn't you just be like, hey?
I mean, hey, yeah, it's just a fireball. It's like
There we go. I mean, look, it's still better to do it in Zaka's Crossing because A, if we cause mass damage, fuck that place. They don't let you cook. But alternatively, they are, one would have to imagine, quite. At the very least, if it does end up being fire related, whatever ends up happening, then it won't work, which is a bonus.
So
I
are
think.
you casting Identify, yes or no?
My mother had a relevant rule: no magic at the table.
Okay, we wait until we hit the road.
Okay.
That way we don't hurt anyone.
Okay.
When you're on the road, usually you need spell slots more than you do anywhere else. Okay, we'll find a shack or something where we can rest up for a couple days.
So just for the sake of it, I pre-rolled everything, and I'm not going to tell you how it went. But I pre-rolled just in case. Just in case you said yes. I'm not going to keep that result, but I know in my mind how that would have gone.
Good for you.
Can you,
When
I have
we
an
leave
idea
when we
about
leave
that.
this at the end of the session, Chris, can you clue us in?
Just if it succeeded.
Cat,
Can
what's your
you
max
hear
health?
me?
My max health, 32.
Okay, so it wouldn't have killed you outright. Depending on what happened, like even if you then rolled max damage on your elemental detonation that went off self-centered, it wouldn't have killed you outright. Well, actually no, 8d6.
Do I get to make a saving throw if I cast it on myself?
Nope. Well, you do, yes. I'm just being for the hypothesis. I'm assuming everything would go poorly. I think you would survive.
Yeah.
Just no, because the maximum would be 48. No, you would have been killed outright if I rolled maximum on the damage for that. But otherwise, you've been fine.
Cool.
Anyway, happy times.
The fucking time bomb.
Yeah, you always are.
Poor party.
So, as you otherwise sat around the table, a plate is eventually brought to you as the tavern keep otherwise wanders over. Few plates in hand. What looks to be the cook alongside she otherwise turns up with this large plate of food. All manner of sorts of things. As you suggested, pastas with tomato sauces, mushroom bakes. You can see what looks to be large potato and rice dishes that are otherwise set up alongside all of this. There's plenty of cheese, hot chocolates or hot cocos to go around, with Cat being the exception of she doesn't want her melting pigs in the hot cocoa. As you can see, they are tiny pig-shaped marshmallow molded marshmallows. With
Now,
a kind of a
question.
tapering
When we
coloration.
refer to marshmallows here, are they gelatin marshmallows or are they made from actual mallow root?
They're made from gelatin. That's why they're shaped like pigs.
Okay, just noting.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks so cute.
You otherwise have your food, and your egg is brought to you, Kirv. To which you can see it is a black-shelled egg. You can tell that it's authentic due to the nature of it having a slightly ashy texture to the outside of it. Or grainy texture, I should say, sorry.
I am trying to hold back my anger a little bit at how how cheaply they're selling this.
That looks
Authentic.
tasty.
That's the point. But don't you dare.
I want one.
Then buy your own.
I am.
You
Chris,
call
I'm
over.
ordering an egg.
Okay, you order an egg for a silver. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you wanting this one to be cooked or not?
Yeah.
No.
No. Okay.
Completely raw again.
Okay. You pay a silver, and a raw egg is brought to you in time. Do you just eat it raw?
I'm going to eat it raw. Yes.
Okay.
Kay doesn't like cooked food.
Okay. So you're eating it now at the table?
No. That is going to go into like that is just gonna be tucked away with my tail for later use.
Could break. I don't know.
I'm
Maybe.
assuming we're having breakfast here tomorrow.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, this
I am-
is supper, given it's about 7, 8
Mhm.
p.m. at this current time.
Okay, I'm gonna run up to the tavern keep. How many of them eggs have you got left?
I'll have to check, but I think I got about 11 now.
Oh, okay, you've got plenty for breakfast tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. If he was running low, I was gonna reserve one for breakfast. I might still do that anyway. Yeah, can I reserve one for breakfast in case they all decide to eat it? I would like mine cooked though.
Sure. Say 2 silver if you're wanting it cooked. Something either poached or fried. You can specify tomorrow morning. I'll put one aside.
Excellent, that's cool. I will cast Pocket Bag. I'll reach in and take out my money. Because mine I'm keeping safe.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Okay. You
Bit
cast
rude.
pocket bag. Go ahead and roll
Well.
wild magic.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, okay.
You only have to
Okay.
cast pocket bag once, thankfully, to open and close it for the next 6 hours. I think it is, but
Yeah,
still, that's a chance for a low roll.
9.
No, you're fine.
Good. Okay, I'll take out 2 silver, I'll give it to him, and I'll put my bag back in the pocket bag.
Ah, young wizard.
Yeah.
So,
Romulus got stolen from before, so I like to keep it safe.
Nah, that makes sense. Makes sense. So you're just traveling through town with this lot? Just on adventures?
We were looking at a ruin, and then the ruin fell over.
But you're otherwise none of you are hurt?
No, none of us are hurt. But Cychania's got spines now. And I'll just show him. He has no idea who Cychania is.
No.
See? Spines.
Right.
Oh, also, this is Cychania.
Hi. Yeah, I was just gonna say as you're traveling through and you're a wizard, I wasn't sure if you're gonna be coming to the otherwise gathering that they like to do here every few months.
Otherwise gathering? What's this otherwise gathering?
The colleges from all over like to gather in Brailin due to natural tradition of this being a hotspot of magic. They like to gather here and otherwise have conversations and gather in council wizard duels for about a week, and then they all bugger off for the next 6 to 9 months. Or 9
When
months.
is
this week.
Sorry. That'll be coming up in a week's time. It's not now. It's coming up. It's nothing. It's. I will say it's nothing special. The locals don't celebrate it by any means. It's more of a thing just for wizard folk. And when that happens, usually we get a lot of reservations through. So I was wondering if you're going to be staying for a while. You've only booked for one night, you see. So.
Can we? Can we other
You'll have to discuss with the rest of the party. I don't have any issue with it, but we're not the only ones traveling here.
Okay. Okay. Have you got rooms still for the time being?
We have rooms for now. You've already paid for tonight. I just mean in going forwards in the next few weeks. I don't know exactly when it happens. All I know is that it roughly happens around this time each year. It'll either be happening in a week or two. I mean, what's today? Sunday? Yeah, so it's most likely going to be in maybe a week's time from now on the full moon.
Okay.
Or on the...
Okay.
Sorry, on the new moon.
fair. And if we did decide to stay, but obviously want to still be, because I mean, obviously as Ron stated earlier on, he's a little bit broke. Are there any jobs around here that we could do?
Yeah, there are a few. Depends on what you're in for. You said you're an adventurer, so you could try and strike up your luck if you want to do any work with the Mercenaries Guild. Otherwise, there is the odd jobs center where you can go and just get a job for the day by getting hired by someone. Usually that's farm work, pitching tents for traveling caravans, helping people unload caravans that are coming through. It doesn't pay well, but it's odd work for people.
Okay.
Other than that, most people either busk or are usually in with some company or contract to do work in town.
Okay, thank you. That's good to know. Well, I'll go and talk to all of them and find out. Oh my god, Romulus, more wizard stuff. Maybe they know a bit more about runes.
Could be.
Also, I think I have a completely different theory on runes, which I want to try out, but I just haven't yet.
Okay. Well, you know I'm never opposed to trying new things. Again, we've got to discuss with the rest of the party, but as long as they're amenable, I'm perfectly amenable.
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna head back over to the table. Thank you.
You're welcome. So at this time, as you're otherwise all sat around enjoying your meal, the door swings open momentarily. The doorkeeper, otherwise pulling it open and pushing it shut. There's another figure, otherwise walks in, kind of pulling a hood down to reveal a very bright, almost iridescent gold draconian figure wandering in, kind of this large hip sword at their side. As they always look around the room momentarily, kind of seeing your party, looking at the tavern keep, and then wanders up to the tavern keep.
Was that the guy from the waterfall?
They don't look familiar, do they?
No, different scale color.
Ah.
No.
Well, that's something at least.
I'm gonna attempt to see if I can hear what they say.
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Alright. Can I
I like
to
to
read
eat
their
crap.
lips?
I
Okay.
like to eat.
Yeah, that's fine. And I'll say, Kat, go ahead and roll me a perception check with reading the lips of this individual.
Can I
just-
use Jeff? So it doesn't look like I'm just staring. But
Yeah, sure.
Jeff can be looking.
Sure, use Jeff's
Alright.
perception for this.
Good,
Okay,
because it's
so-
13.
What did you get, Kay?
I got a 30-20.
30-20. Listening into the conversation as best you can, without your armor on, your senses are very much heightened as you're used to stuff being muffled most of the time. So you're picking out a lot of the kind of intricate details from around the room. But as this individual is talking, you hear them say, "Who are the group over on the table?" Talking to the barkeep. Goes, "They just came in today. They're adventurers from the mountains. They've otherwise come through looking for work, from what I understand. Maybe planning to stay for this festival." The individual, or the dragon, or draconian individual otherwise squints for a moment. "What festival?" The wizard one." "Oh, great. You know if they're for hire or anything?" I mean, they said they're looking for work, so maybe, but I don't... You'd have to ask them yourself. Alright, thanks for the help. He otherwise puts a gold coin onto the table, and otherwise turns and takes a seat not far from your table.
Hail and well met, my dude.
I mean, Kay's the only one who knows this currently, because as much as you can read lips, Cat, as you're trying to use Jeff to do so, Jeff is too busy pruning his not pruning, plucking a few feathers and otherwise taking care of himself.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm fully planning to have a little bit of fun. What food is left on the table?
Plenty. I mean, depends.
Okay.
What do people want to eat? Were they going to eat a lot?
Are the potatoes close to Romulus?
Probably.
I'm gonna go with that. Right, okay. I am going to try as subtly as possible to cast Alter Self to make my arm a long tentacle, and I'm gonna slipper it across the table to the potatoes, across Romulus.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a wild magic check real quick.
Oh, is wild magic effective for my thing? Damn. Okay.
It's effective
I
with
didn't really-
everything. That goes off. Go ahead and roll me. Go ahead and roll me wild magic.
Oh. Yeah, it's all good.
Ah, don't you just love it when this happens? 69.
Nice!
Nice.
Okay, no modifiers, second level spell. Okay. As you otherwise cast this spell, Romulus doesn't see this at all. There's no check needed. As you note, everybody around you disappears.
Oh no.
And the same goes for the rest of the party, as the entire room turns invisible. Or all of the creatures inside of it, I should say, turn invisible as everyone disappears. And there's a moment of like patrons going, "What the fuck?" You can hear chairs squeaking back, and you can see the chairs and tables moving. Mugs just kind of just appearing out of nowhere as they're put down, and then everybody just kind of curiously being very confused.
Right when I don't have blind sight. Come on, cat.
I have a tentacle.
You yoink. The rest of you just watch as this potato slides across the table and disappears.
As far as I know, I didn't do that. I have a tentacle.
Can I get oh wait, I can actually see where things are. I can see things, but
You
not
can
people.
see the general like sparkles of where things are. So right now this room is aglow with multiple sources of this, so it's very difficult to determine where people might be.
Well, I meant things, not people.
Oh yeah,
Like
the objects
tables and
aren't.
chairs
Yeah,
and
none of
things.
that's invisible currently.
Okay, I am going to get out of my chair and I'm going to sit at the table where the guy was.
Okay. Okay. A few moments pass as people are still very confused, and the rest of you are all going on as this is all happening. As the invisibility passes, you then look around the room and you can see that a few of the patrons, quite a lot of them, have stood up and are currently like standing away from their tables. You can see that the guard or the doorkeeper is blocking the door, this massive spiked maul in hand, kind of just staring out at everybody, almost as if preparing to stop someone from running out the door. You can see that the draconian individual who's currently sat across from UK hasn't moved, but you can very much see that they have their hand on their sword at their side, as almost as if prepared for something. As you
I've
all
got a potato in the air with a tentacle on.
you got a potato in the air with a tentacle arm. This draws the attention of most people as they otherwise look over. And you hear from the behind the bar, "Hey, don't cast magic in here that's going to affect other people. Okay? There's a sign," and points towards a sign next to the door stating "No casting of unauthorized magic."
Okay. Sorry. Just wanted a tentacle. Doesn't prickle.
Cats.
Mm.
I'm afraid because of this behavior, not even checking to see if it was okay, I am going to have to remove your waffle privileges.
No! You can't.
You
No.
take the plate of waffles away from Cat.
Yep.
No! Cross my arm and tentacle. Half.
Scared a lot of
Spite
people,
all
Cat.
that.
Just a joke. Steal my waffles. You don't even like waffles. Annoying.
That is a lie. I very much enjoy waffles. They're waffles. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'd like to try waffle.
No,
Oh, yeah,
you're not
sure.
eating my waffle.
I a bit of the corner and just eat it.
All right.
Staring at her.
Very
I'm going to-
sugary and
I'm-
very sweet. It's very nice.
Oh. I see why you'd like it. And I cut another piece.
I am going to stop you after the one piece. I'm like, look, it's still hers. You can buy your own.
Mixed
Have
messages.
Yes, I'm attempting to find a nice middle ground between sternness and, or whatever the fuck anything else is. Sternness and kindness.
I thought you were cool, Romulus.
Objectively, I am.
Sure.
I'm a silver-haired single dad. All of the MILFs love it. I'm sorry, I couldn't finish.
The Minotaurs you'd like to what?
Frolic with.
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
Yes. Oh,
Minotaurs
man.
I'd like to fight.
As much as I would like to call this episode's Romulus's MILFs, I probably couldn't get away with.
No.
How about
Those of you who've made it this
MILF?
far, you see what this has done.
Jesus.
Regret nothing.
How could I ever have regrets? But yes, as we go about, I'm just trying to think. What is our best option? So yes, I am going to remove the waffle from everyone else's grasp, and once the meal is over, I will package it away for the morning. Because we didn't specify that it had anything on it. You've just said waffles so far.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assume, or rather, I'll take the liberty of assuming that it is not completely and utterly drenched in something that will make it inedible upon the morning.
No, it might have like powdered sugar on it at most, but that's about it.
That's fine. Powdered sugar's easy enough. All right. It's got to be one of those things where it's like, well, you can't have it now, but later on, maybe.
Can I have it before I go to bed?
No.
Fine, meanie. I'm gonna sit and just nom on this potato I've been playing with.
Yes, I'm very mean. I definitely haven't saved you from death multiple times.
Oh, I've saved you from death too.
Yeah, it's true. I do think most of that was Vinny, though. Thanks, Vinny.
You're welcome.
Wow.
I'm kidding, Cat.
No more runes for you then, I see.
I'll be honest, I've got the ones I wanted.
Well, cool. Have fun with your healing potions then. Just back to nomming on potato. Someone appreciate. Maybe the wizard does appreciate.
So, speaking of, what's the situation with this festival?
Well, it's in about a week. It's going to involve another wizardy, fighty duel thingy, but it also might include some other bits and pieces that appear magical. So that might be something we want to look into. I don't know. It's more Cat's thing than it is mine, but
This magic user's going to be here. It's a massive thing with lots of wizards where they come, show off their stuff, have loads of fun, and then run away
I
again.
will stress it's not actually massive.
Okay, it's a big event for this little place. That they don't really
Reasonable.
celebrate it, more that the people come here just to do it because apparently there's it's under the full moon and magic's potent at that time. I don't know. I'm curious. I want to know what it's all about. They do have some work here, apparently. Bear in mind, Kat's not being quiet about this. She's been somewhat talky because now that it's something she's interested, she's back to it again. Completely forgetting about the waffles for the time being. Yeah, apparently they have some jobs here. There's the mercenaries. Apparently we could go there. There is the odd jobs place. So there is that. Yeah, if we want to do some work while we're here, earn a bit of money, because Romulus said he's broke.
Well, not broke, but I'm just in a not great situation. I would like more.
Maybe you should stop buying so much fruit. And tables.
Maybe you should stop buying so much paper and ink.
Well, maybe you lot shouldn't get so hurt.
We've been trying.
Well, that's fine. Also, something to say. I think I haven't experimented with it yet, but every time I cast using a rune, I can feel energy. Like I can feel the energy traveling through the rune. Like I can visualize the magical composition of the rune. I think I could possibly recreate it without the ink and paper.
Okay, that's good.
But I haven't tried it yet because I haven't had a chance. I'm afraid it's gonna explode. But I think there's a possibility I could do it.
Okay, well, let's give it a go then if you want.
Not right now. Just joking.
No, not right now. Come on, you just got in trouble for this 5 minutes ago.
I wouldn't really do it, I know. Though I was just making a tentacle arm. I don't know what happened.
Well,
I'm assuming it's
as we have mentioned previously, you do seem to have some unfortunate accidents that happen. So
True. But no one's ever been hurt. Luckily. So
not yet.
I don't know. I mean, it's happened several times now and no one's been hurt. Maybe it just makes strange things happen. I don't know. Magic's so unpredictable.
We'll find out in time.
Yeah.
But hopefully, when we do find out, everything will be okay.
So, yeah. How do we all feel about possibly staying for the magical get together?
Would the offness of the egg I have affect the quality of the compass?
I will say that you are otherwise unsure. Given eggs do keep for quite some time, usually, and it has been 2 weeks, you suspect that it's quite possible that they might keep a longer time than usual, but you're not sure. You know that stuff tends to spoil quite quickly in the Hells, but in comparison to here, but you've had very little to compare that to. So you don't know how long it will last, and you don't know if that will affect the enchantment or not.
Do I need to return to the guy to make this compass?
Yes.
Okay. And how long journey that would be?
That's back in Zakers, so from your current location, along the road, that would be a 2-day journey.
And when is this wizarding event?
In a week's time or so.
Okay, well, for me, I can hold off if this really means a lot to you. Okay? Kat, sorry.
Well, I mean, it'd be nice and to meet people that also have similar things, but also they're magic casters. They might be able to help you locate your goose. I don't know. I imagine there is some magics that might help with this.
I'll need to keep this egg safe for a week.
Well, possibly, I mean, if you ask here, they might be able to store it for you. Instead of having to carry it round. if we rent out a room, you could probably keep it in your room. But I imagine they'll have somewhere that they could keep it fresh for longer.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, I'll see what they can do.
How long is this festival going to be? We talking a day or two, or?
You know?
You don't really have any more details on that sort of thing.
Yeah. I genuinely didn't ask. I forgot. I kind of got excited.
Well, it would be a bit of a delay for getting on the road. That's not the worst thing.
Oh, I was also thinking that the weather's not great, so it's not like we're going to be leaving the next couple of days if it carries on like this.
Also true.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's a good point. Carvan's probably not travelling either.
No, we might be able to
Unless
locate
it's
where
better.
he is.
She probably came through here, actually. Someone might have seen her.
And also, we've also got, there's the potential for this Maze, the courier. He potentially could still be in town.
That's true.
Mance is who you're looking for.
Mance, that's it. Oh, right, yeah. So, he could potentially also still be in town. So we have 2 leads to potentially follow while we're here over the next couple of days and get our rations and get some stuff together. I mean, depending on the weather and how everything goes, we might be near here anyway. Still trying to do our investigation.
Possible. It is possible. I would say let's take it by ear. If the weather does clear up fully, then we can reconsider perhaps. But for the moment, let's act as though we intend to be here, and just go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm on board with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the plan, sorry? I was reading something on my other screen.
Oh. Go for it.
So we're expecting that we will be sticking around here and then attending the festival.
Okay.
We're going to see exactly what's available and
But,
what turns up to be.
But if anything goes against that, we're not 100% tied to it.
Yeah.
But so if something happens that requires us to not be here, then we can always just do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Carvan went south from Zakers, so she probably came here, but I don't know which way she would have gone from there, so I need a solid lead before I can set off anyway.
I mean, there's 4 different directions from Brailin. And depending on where she's gone from there could be many different directions.
Also, where's Kay gone?
You otherwise look around and you note that Kay is otherwise sat at the table, currently having a conversation with the Draconian, which we will get to in just a moment. I think we'll take a quick break here because I need to refill my water bottle, and then when we come back, we'll have the conversation. And yeah, I'll wait for everybody to get back before I start that conversation, so be as quick as you can. Okay, be right back.
Be right back, or Burb, as it can also be known.
Burp.
I said a burb, a burbity burb. I said a burb, burbity burb.
I'm gonna make a cup of tea. Yeah.
Right. I like how Romulus's attempt to be a more, what's the word I'm looking for? Attempt to be a more, stern parent was just, all right, no waffle for you, for this morning. If it anything later on, we can talk about it. for this today, right now. Oh no, no, no.
I'm back. Alright, who's currently here still? No one.
No one. Yes, it's tragic, isn't it?
Hmm.
Jinx, by the way. Chris. Wait, do I have to say the full name or
Mm-hmm.
Christian? I'm
There we
not
go.
going to say your last name on stream.
No, that's
for
fine.
obvious
No,
reasons.
that's fine. I'll take that. I will adhere by the rules.
Who lives at this address?
No, it's not like they'd be able to find me anyway.
Oh, yeah, you do live in the
Middle of nowhere.
I hate to say.
I know. On other news, once Jamie is back from New Zealand, we for a short time we will be having a board game evening. If you wanted to join in on that,
I will certainly do what I can.
yeah, if you're able to make it down. I mean, you'll have plenty of time to make it down because I believe he's back from like September till July next year. So I'm sure you'd be able to attend a board game evening when we're having physical board games and stuff. But we'll have to see.
That's the hope. I mean, I'm moving over to a new job soon.
Ooh.
Higher paying, all
Good
of
luck.
that. Lots of fun
Nice.
stuff. I've confirmed everything. It's going to be happening on the 7th of August. So I'm going to be busy for a bit, but I'm hoping that once I'm into a routine there, things will be a lot easier.
Okay. Nice.
If there is a stream still listening to this, then
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for them. Just
Oh.
hearing about. me
They get to
going
hear
there.
the ambient wind and rain while we have conversations about our real life. It's fine. I'm still waiting on Jamie, Rebecca, and Simon to get back, so it's alright. They'll be back eventually. So, I'm just going to make sure, while you're here actually, I'll make sure I write this down in my session introduction section for the planning, just so I know what the plan is. So the plan currently is to hang around in Brailin until the festival. Until the Wizarding Festival. Welcome back. Okay, so hang around in Brailin until the Wizarding Festival.
Now, question: is the Wizard Festival called WizFest?
You don't
And
know
if
yet.
not, why not?
You don't know yet.
Yeah, we'll figure out what exactly we're going to do in Brailin. Probably tomorrow.
The exact nature of it.
Yeah,
But, yeah.
we're expecting to be in or around the town for most of the week.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, you've got 7 days until the festival begins. You don't know how long it lasts. You don't know what will be going on with it. What if there's events or community stuff? You don't know.
We can ask all of that tonight.
It's like
Yeah.
5 to 6 day round trip to Zakers, right?
Zakers is actually on the bridge. It's just I don't want to put the dot on it so that it's there. So it's a day.
Yeah.
So a day's travel will get you to about here. Then you could get, and then it's about most of a day's travel to get into Zakers. Then you'd need to hand off the goose egg if that's the intention. Do anything else you want to do in Zakers, and then you can leave by next morning and get back to Brailin in about 3.5 days.
Okay. So if no good opportunities turn up, or something that requires us to go that way anyway,
Yeah.
comes up, then we can see.
Yeah.
Back.
Welcome back. Okay, so now we're just waiting on
We
Jamie.
know what we want to do in the broad strokes,
Mhm.
so we just need to ask around for the specifics.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's alright. So hang around in Brailin till Wizard Festival. Possible travel, provided you can make it back. Make it back. Okay. And as a general note for what you will understand, due to where you are and due to your due to the nature of what you rolled for today's travel, it's quite possible that the weather will continue to clear up, but you aren't certain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll just wait for Jamie and then we'll be ready to go. Adjust my sound settings real quick. There you go. Quieten them down a little bit.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Slightly.
Alright, ready, Sudz?
Sure, yeah.
Is that almost or yes?
I suppose, yeah.
Okay. So, as you otherwise sit down at the table while invisible, navigating as best you can, the invisibility wears off. And in that moment, you lock eyes with this individual. They're otherwise sat there, hand on sword, but otherwise staring at your rough location. They seem to be looking a little bit higher than where you were, but they otherwise looked in your general direction, as if they were expecting someone to be sat there. Given the chair moved, it's quite possible. As they look down at you, kind of piercing with these bright, almost steely coloured eyes, and their golden sheen otherwise giving off a rather intriguing look. They look down at you for a moment. Can I help you?
Just seemed like you were looking for individuals that you could possibly hire.
That is the case.
It piqued my interest, so I wanted to see what you're looking to hire for.
I'm looking for some individuals who might be willing to assist me in a hit, shall we say.
Did you say pit?
Hit. H-I-T.
Oh, okay.
I'm traditionally a bounty hunter, and there's a group of individuals who I need taken care of. I've got a client of mine all locked up, taken away, or killed, I'm not sure. But either way, I need to return with evidence of them.
And you sorry, brother was talking. Any other info on these individuals?
I do.
Well, About what part of at this point in the conversation, where would their conversation be? Like the rest of the party's conversation be?
They were talking about waffles, weren't they?
Waffles
So-
and squid arm.
Okay, so
Flailing.
I'd say the waffles have been confiscated and Kirv is eating currently.
I see. Well, if we decide to stick around for a little bit, we might be able to assist.
The job is further west of here, and I will take any group that's willing to go. A few other teams have gone to deal with this and haven't returned with anything, so it's promising.
Well,
I will provide the information that I have if you're willing to go with me on this. Otherwise, you'll have to take care of it yourself. But I will say, from one individual to another, the bounty is 5,000 gold.
oh,
Ooh. That's the sound that comes out of Romulus over here.
I'd say they're speaking. I'd say they're speaking hushed enough, and the party's distracted that nobody else hears this.
That's fair. That's fair. But if I did hear it, that is the exact noise Romulus would also make. Just ooh.
now he said the bounty is 5,000,
Correct.
and if we assist, what would our share be?
I've already got a contract in this, so I'd take 500 of the bounty, and you can split the rest amongst your lot. If my contractor's alive. If they're dead, I'll take 1,000.
I kind of like give a glance back to the rest of the party. Well, we can discuss this with the rest of my group and figure out if they're willing to go with it or not.
Very well. I'll remain here and let you handle that. It's at that point, as you otherwise turn back to the rest of the party, Cat kind of goes, "Where's Kay?" and is looking around at this point, noticing that you're not there.
I'm going to get up from my seat and go back to where I was sitting with the group. Hello.
Where did you go?
Job searching.
Oh. Wow, that was really quick. We only just discussed about possibly staying, and you're already looking for work. It's efficient, I guess. Find anything?
Actually, yes. I am saying this to where not that many people in the tavern can hear me. The individual that walked in earlier, he's looking for people to assist him in a bounty.
Okay.
Well, I don't particularly enjoy coconut and chocolate, but I'm willing to assist.
Romulus
bounty
confirms his allergy
itself-
to coconut.
The bounty itself is worth 5,000.
Ooh. Yes.
Romulus
I think
makes
we
that
should.
noise.
I've been waiting. I knew it was going to happen.
It's the highest pitched noise Romulus has ever made.
Everything.
That's a lot. Okay, but what is the difficulty of this? Like, what are we expected to do?
Because everybody was here and heard it, I'm just going to generally say what the mission is.
Okay. So, there's a target. They have another contractor hostage, prisoner, dead. They don't know. But the bounty hunter's looking to get them back, but needs others to help them.
So it's a rescue mission.
Essentially, yes.
Yes.
Well, there's someone in trouble. It'd be rude to not help them, right?
And get paid for it.
How long is it gonna take?
Not sure. Put away from here.
Is the guy still in here?
Yeah, he's sat like a table and a bit over. He's just kind of sat at his table on his own.
Okay, I gotta go over, walking as fancy as I can after watching people. Good evening. So,
Okay, you slap your tentacle arm on the table. It jiggles around a bit.
just good evening, and watches the tentacle jiggle. Just then snaps back into focus. Looks back in the eyes. Ah, I hear you have need of help for a rescue mission.
Kate just looks at him and just nods. It's the only way to get her to go along.
Yeah, it kind of looks at you for a moment. Essentially.
Okay. So, I mean, we're not opposed to helping, and it looks like we possibly are going to be sticking around, but how long do you reckon this could possibly take? Because it'd be nice to get back to the wizard thing.
Give or take 5-6 days. Depends
Okay, the wizard's
on
been so
where
happy.
their base is. I am not certain for sure. I just know where they're operating out of.
Okay. I mean, the wizard thing's in about a week, so if we can get back here for then, that'd be great. But I think everyone is on board with this, and Romulus went, ooh! So I think he's also too on
I
board
will
with
have
this.
you know it was not ooh, it was ooh. There's a difference. One's the first one that you did was like a Victorian schoolgirl has seen her crush come out of the water, wearing a floofy white shirt. The second one is Mrs. Doubtfire has just committed a felony.
Cat has just looked at you so cluelessly as if like, what's a Victorian school? Okay, do you
Never
want to come over
mind.
to our table and we can talk about this more instead of shouting across?
Alright.
Yes, that would be logical.
Otherwise stands, bringing the stool with them as they move up to your table. You make space, kind of all shuffling around. As he otherwise sits down.
Well, I mean, introductions. Hi, my name is Kat.
Hi, Cat, and I'm an alcohol.
I knew it.
I don't think we need to worry about names for now. Are you interested in the job or not?
Yes.
You're interested in
Interested,
working
yeah.
with me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm interested in working with anyone who's willing to pay a reasonable amount, and
The bounty's
Isn't
what's
going to-
paying you. I'm just giving you more of a fair cut.
I know. So I can't see any issues at all with helping out.
I'm interested. I'd need to know a little more about who the target is.
She hasn't got a name that we're aware of, but she's a black and white tiefling, working with a group of dwarves out of Farganuk.
Does that ring any bells for me with, knowing dwarves or...
Go ahead and roll me a history check.
Alrighty, Roo. Let's see what we can do. History! Nope.
Afraid not, no. There's no dwarves that particularly catch your attention in this instance, no. There's you aren't aware of dwarves doing this. You know that Felder isn't far from here due to your map showing where it is, and it is a dwarven settlement. But outside of that, you aren't aware of dwarves all that much. Not this far south, anyway. That's what I know.
All right. Well,
Due
I think
to
our first...
attacking caravans and traders that have been travelling through past Farganuk, the locals have otherwise been putting a bounty on her head. Some of the local mercenaries have been getting involved as well, but they have been unsuccessful so far. Hence why I'm looking for some assistance.
I see. Okay. That sounds doable.
All right. Give any information you have, even if it's the slightest thing, let us know. We'll get it done as best we can.
That's all I've got. Black and white tiefling, 5k bounty, working with dwarves.
And assume you'll be coming with us.
Of course, I want my share of
Okay.
this.
Cool. Good.
I wouldn't be telling you all this if I wasn't coming with you.
Okay.
You're getting paid by bringing her down. If she doesn't get brought down, but my contractor has found, you don't get paid for anything. You're being contracted for the hit and helping me. It's just a bonus.
Well, nothing wrong with getting a hit done. All right. Well, I'm perfectly happy to help you.
Yeah, I'm happy to help.
I'm happy to get paid.
Right.
I mean, help.
Well, we can leave first thing tomorrow, weather permitting. And if you want to be back in time for the festival, you can judge it from there. Barganuk's a
Okay.
2-day travel if things go well. From there, we might need to do further investigations.
No worries. We'll have to go shopping. We're going to need some more things like rations and stuff as we've just come from the mountains.
If you need more supplies, then some of the stores will be open in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So tomorrow, late morning or early afternoon, meet back here before we head out?
We'll leave before noon. Otherwise, we'll never make it to the campsite.
Okay. Just before noon, then meet back here.
Alright.
Good to everyone?
Sounds good to me.
I'll see you all in the morning, then.
See you in the morning. Take care.
And given that we're working together, you can call me Corsair. And pulls his hood up and walks out.
How is it spelled?
Corsair.
So make him a shipman.
Possibly. Not going to get many ships around here, but, you know.
Well, yeah, but you know, Corsair.
I'd say, Vinny, you'd be more familiar with the term.
Okay. Cool.
That's good there.
Yeah. I'd say in this instance, Vinny, you've heard the term enough before in being used for people that you've known previously. Corsair is a term used for people who typically perform illegal activity at the sea. Things like smuggling, things like pirating, looting, and other activities as such.
Pirating. You wouldn't steal a boat.
So, I'd download one though. It's easier than trying to buy one.
You wouldn't download
Load
a
a
boat. Oh. I kind of like that idea, actually.
I remember those ads. Like, you wouldn't steal a baby. No, I'm gonna download one instead.
If I could download a baby, I absolutely would. No questions asked. I just think that would be funny. Like, just
So long as you can
a
download
baby.
the food and
Like,
everything
what
else.
happened? In my mind, I'm imagining like a terrifying scenario where like the baby is by a computer and gets like sucked into a USB port or something, and then is on the screen. I'm just like, what fresh hell is this?
Oh, it's a Tamagotchi all over again.
And then there's a whole Lifetime movie of like, you've got to get the baby back from the internet, and there's. And then finally, the boomer comes out of retirement and learns how to use the internet in order to save the baby. Oh, it's a beautiful tale.
I just got a question.
Mm.
If you want to hold the baby, do you have to print it first?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, enough of this conversation about downloading babies.
Do you think the title would be Downloadable?
Downloadable.
Oh my gosh.
It's terrible.
That's
No,
the best
that's
I got
not
so
the
far.
that's not the key point. It's just a quip. All right. So, Corsair otherwise leaves, the doorkeeper opening the door for him as he heads back out into the night and wind and rain. What do you do?
God, Corsair's so cool.
Kay's going to bed. He's tired.
Yeah.
After he eats his egg in his own room.
Okay. You sharing a room with Vinny, I assume, or you got your own separate rooms?
I
Did
assume
we charge
we're
for
sharing-
5? Weren't we
You
charged for
were
5
charged for
rooms?
5 rooms. You can have all separate rooms. Yeah.
Oh, sure. I'll take my own
Yeah,
room
sounds
for
good.
once.
Okay. You all head to your own rooms. You all, you otherwise all finish up your food and turn into the night. As Kay, you eat the egg raw. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw. I'm going to tell you this now. The DC is 18.
A Constitution saving throw, DC 18. Well,
Yes.
let's hope I get a 17 or higher. Nope, that
No.
is a 6.
Okay. As you bite into the egg, or otherwise swallow the egg and its juices, there is a moment of sudden heat, of intense spiciness, followed by a sense of rot. Now, usually, rotten food doesn't upset you. It doesn't make you feel unwell. This is turning your stomach. You feel incredibly unwell, and your stomach begins to heave and pull. It's at that point that, against all odds, you end up throwing up everything that you have eaten this past day. You feel the immense pain of it, and this is your first experience with this. You've never thrown up before. I mean, you have a bottomless stomach, and it feels awful. The smell is horrific, and you feel your mouth burning as you end up coughing up the equivalent of ash during this time as well. Due to the failed saving throw, you will gain a single point of exhaustion, which granted you will recover by the end of your this coming long rest. But you feel incredibly unwell, and the egg has been in turn sort of consumed.
I will never buy one of those again. Not worth the money. That is worth. They should be giving me a silver for eating that. Like,
I mean, he did say it was smelly and bad unless prepared correctly. Did you prepare it at all?
what is preparing?
Okay, so you know how I cook things?
You're each in your own rooms. Kay did this on his own. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
So you all turn in for the night. Is there anything that anybody wanted to do before sleeping?
Put the egg in a safe place.
Okay. And I'll say, Romulus, go ahead and just roll me a general wood carving check. I'll say this will use This will use Constitution for the beginning, because at this current time you're basically just... At this point you're basically just working on the outside of it, getting the shape right.
Alright, so that should be a +7 to this.
Okay.
Let's go!
Yeah,
Oh,
24.
24.
Egg shape, easy to do. You make it nice and small, you get the dimensions correct. You're just going to need to work on the interior, getting it carved out nice and neatly, which is going to require dexterity, but that will be done more tomorrow.
That's very fair.
Okay. You all turn in for the night. Kirv putting your egg somewhere safe. And the rest of you going to bed?
I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. You all go to sleep for the night. The night passes fairly calmly. The rain and the wind outside you can still hear. The shutters are closed over the windows as it is otherwise being buffeted from the outside by the heavy weather. As you otherwise sleep through the night and into the next day, the rain and wind are still present, but notably they are lighter than they have been the past few days, as the weather has gotten a little bit better.
Okay.
It's still heavy rain and still high winds, but it's not nearly as imposing as it was.
Okay.
Things appear to be improving.
Alright.
I'm going to take that as tacit support of our murderous intentions.
Okay. You gather up for the next morning with the egg set aside and the breakfast put in place. I'll say it's a gold piece for the food for everybody this day.
I've already purchased my egg, but before I come down, I'm going to check to make sure the cracks haven't grown anymore.
On Jeff or you?
No, Jeff and me.
Okay. On Jeff, the cracks have only grown as much as you'd seen previously. Some of the crystals going dull on Jeff, but
Okay.
that's about all. And on you, the cracks, as much as they are and have been previously, they are persistent for a time before fading, and they otherwise almost have a heartbeat notion to them, where they grow stronger and then they grow weaker over the course of maybe 2 minutes or so.
Okay.
Or I'd say breathing would be more of a better term, not heartbeat, because heartbeat is a specific rhythm.
I think I really need to talk to this creature. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna wrap everything up and head down.
Okay. You all head down, as you otherwise head downstairs, having your breakfasts. Who's going to pay the gold for the food?
I paid for mine already.
I will.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said a gold piece for all of us for food.
Yeah, so it's a gold piece for all 5 party members, not one each,
4.
one for everybody.
4, as I've already paid for mine last night. I paid the 2 silver for the egg.
Yeah, so it's 8 silver for the rest of the party then.
Okay, I'll take 2 silver back then.
Okay. So take your 2 silver back. That's that. All good. Anybody else who spent for the morning, don't worry, Vinny's covered it. Okay. You otherwise have your food. The barkeep otherwise looks over. So, you're going to be sticking around for the extra day, or are you going to be heading off?
The weather looks like it's travelable, right?
It's still raining, but it's gotten a lighter since yesterday. It's not as cold as it was.
So, travelable.
Travelable, yeah. Still possibility to be slowed down, but
We're going to be heading off, but I think we intend to come back, so if we could, like, pre-book a room for, what's he said, the quickest would be 6 days?
if you're looking to pre-book a room for the festival, I can. I'll have to increase my charge.
Well, I'd rather we have a room than don't have a room for it. What do you guys think?
Yep.
Better to pre-book on this sort of thing.
How much would we be looking at?
For a day, if you're just looking for the day to cover it as pre-book, unless you want to pay the extra for the next day afterwards, just in case you're a little bit late arriving to the festival, it'll be 2 gold per person for pre-booking ahead of time. And I'll say that will be in 6 days' time when that will happen. And if you want to also book for the 7th, in 7 days' time, which will be for the 13th and the 14th, just in case you arrive late, it'll be obviously double that, so 4 gold per person.
Okay. I mean, we can bring that down because we can share rooms, and it also might help them out because then they can rent out more rooms.
If it's per
Normally I
room,
share with
then
populars.
depending on how many you want to share, you can probably fit 2 people per room, so 3 rooms. So 6 gold if you're going to be back in 6 days, 12 gold if you're going to be back in 7, just in case. Either way, if you pay for 7, you'll get the room for the 6th and the 7th, well, for the 13th and the 14th.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
You safe?
yeah. I'll
Yeah.
pay for mine / Romulus's.
Okay, so you're paying for both the 13th and the 14th, or just the...
The 2 days. Better safe than sorry.
Okay. So then, in which case, that will cost you, because it'll be 4 gold per room. That'll be 4 gold from you, Cat. Are you
Okay.
using pocket bags? So go ahead and roll your wild
I
magic.
am using.
And the rest of you?
I will pay for the other 2 rooms.
Okay, so you pay 8. Cool.
That's not too good.
And wild magic doesn't go off. Wonderful. Okay. Alrighty then. So, you go out and do some shopping for supplies, was it today? Was the plan?
Yep, first thing in the morning, we were going to go
Yep.
get supplies and stuff and then meet back here late afternoon but late morning. So we can leave by noon.
Okay. What supplies are you looking for?
Well, we lost rope, grapple hook, right? We
Yeah.
need rations,
Waterproof
water
stuff.
stuff, yeah.
If we can get something that's good for good for setting up a tent in the rain and wet, like something to help provide shelter, like a collapsible frame
Like a
to
windbreak?
reinforce. Yeah, essentially. But specifically, I'm thinking like an outer frame for the tents to hammer them in and keep them sturdy.
Is this so they don't collapse or so they don't fly away?
Yes, so hammer them into the ground and also connects to the outside of it in order to avoid to make it less susceptible to breaking down in the night on us
Okay.
with the high winds. Does that make sense?
That makes
Yeah, that
sense.
makes
So
sense.
if you're in essence
like an
you're effectively
exoskeleton.
trying to get. So are you trying to get something like a guy rope that will go over the top to stop it from flying away, and then an extra pole on the inside to reinforce its structure? That sort of
That's
thing?
one option. That's one option. In my head, what I was envisioning was like an outer framework for it to tie in.
I don't
So-
think for your tents specifically, you'd have to buy whole new sets of tents if you wanted that, because that will
That's fair
that will
enough.
be more
Fair
equipped
enough.
to those particular tents. If you, in this instance, it would be hodgepodging stuff to make it work, like a guy rope and a pole and an extra pole. Probably run you back about 2 gold for each tent, and that would stop it from flying away. That would stop any problems because your pop-up tent wouldn't need the extra support. So 3 gold total, and that
Fair
would
enough.
give you.
Also, maybe an additional waterproof sheet, just because the insulation
tarp.
there. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. In which case, if it's a
Make sure.
tarp per tent, or is it just 1 tarp you're looking for?
I think it would be a bit difficult carrying around the tent large enough for everyone. If you meant like 1 tarp for me, my tent is specifically made to be waterproof. So I'm
Yeah.
less
So
concerned.
the only other one would need to have the tarp. Okay. In which case, then I'll say 3 gold for the tarp. And I'll say for you specifically, given you're probably going to be carrying this Romulus, the tarp itself will be quite heavy, so I'd say it's about £15, and then the pole and the Gaia ropes would be about 5, so £20 overall between the two of them.
Okay. I'm just going to call it waterproofing, tent waterproofing,
Yep, that's fine.
and put it in as 20 as a whole, because there's no reason to have one without the other, you know?
Yeah. Okay. And the rest of the party mentioned something about waterproof clothing. Or winter clothing for this.
Yep.
That is fair, that is fair.
Options are there for that?
That will come under what I would probably say as travel clothing. So in this instance, travel clothing is traveler's clothes, 2 gold apiece. Given the odd shape of some of you being larger and some of you being smaller, I could probably waive the cost of the difference between them, but unless everybody's paying for their own individually, in which case it would be Romulus and Cat, you'd be paying 2.5 gold each, and Kay, you'd be paying 1.
Okay. Would these be significantly better for resisting
These
the weather than what we have already?
These would be good versus the rain and the wind, if that's what you're attempting. If you wanted it for specifically cold, for given you are going more southwest-west, going to Vagnuk, you are getting to borderline Arctic territory, getting closer towards more of the tundra areas.
I don't say that it necessarily this has to be covering cold. I think we should get something that covers cold. Because frankly, we are not in the best of climates for a lot of us. So I personally think that additional measures against the cold would be a good idea.
Would we be looking at even heavier clothing, or
Yeah, if you wanted something that would be good versus snow and wind, and potentially rain as well by it being waterproofing, you'd be looking at heavier clothing, so I'd probably say doubling the price and doubling the weight.
Okay.
So it depends if someone's paying for the whole party or if you're paying individually.
Okay. How much? Okay, let's cards on the table here. I have 57 gold to my name, and that is it. Some of that I was keeping in reserve for like a healing potion, but you know I can deal. What has everyone else got?
I have 230, so I can buy some heavy traveling clothes for the party if we need.
I think
have
at least having a
74.
couple sets would not be a bad idea. Like, how much was that for you?
74.
God, we really are the poor broke single father with his.
Okay, the amount of ink and paper I've brought is actually almost criminal.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no, scratch that. I do have 10 platinum too.
Oh, great! I'm just the poor one.
So, Vinny, were you buying for the party then?
I'll buy for the party.
You'll buy for the party?
I
Okay.
may or may not have been forgetting to look at how much platinum I have.
It's enlightened?
Oh, that's
Oh
right.
yeah, you're
'cause you got the-
ridiculously.
Because he got the
yeah.
box with extra coins.
Yeah.
Well, here's your way of contributing back to the party so that they don't know about.
I forgot to look at that. Yeah, I'll pay for the party. How much is it?
Are you buying 1 or 2 sets of clothing?
Buy 2.
Buy 2 sets of clothing? So that will be 50 gold. And for everybody, other than Kay, this will be £16 worth of weight going into your inventory, as this is heavy winter clothes. So 2 sets, £8 each. Except for Kay, yours are £4 each, because you are small. And Romulus and Cat, they are larger for you, so they are £16 each. Or, sorry, 12 pounds each.
So this is one waterproof and one heavy, or it's all combined as one?
It's 2 heavy.
Okay.
2 sets of heavy, so that way you can interchange if something were to happen, like diving into water or something.
You said they're 4 each?
Was that 16 each or?
So for you, Romulus, they are 12
It's
pounds
12
each, and you have 2
So
of them.
24 pounds?
24 pounds, yeah. For K, that is
Oh, I
4
can't
pounds
carry that.
each.
I need to sort my inventory out. I don't have the capacity.
And Kirv, are you okay?
Look, we both know
having that
what's going to
inventory, or do you
happen
need
is
some help?
you're going to not be able to
I
carry
can
them, and then I'm going to end up carrying them.
What was that, sorry? What was that, sorry,
Hmm?
Rebecca?
Oh, I said no. I think I'm good.
Think you're good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah, I can't carry them. Romulus, could you carry my waterproofs, please?
All right. I'm just terming them heavy clothing, since they cover.
Heavy winter clothing, yeah. So add another
Heavy
2 sets and put in your description 2 of which are cats. So you will have 4 sets now.
Roman
And now-
cats.
And while they're picking out their clothing, Kay is going to go and stock up on foods.
On foods, okay. So with that, how many rations do you want to get? Rations are 5 silver pieces and £2 per day per person.
Alright, well, is plan to come back in how long? 6 days?
6 days.
6 days or so, yeah.
That's the plan, at least.
I will pick up 8 days worth to account for anything that may occur
Okay, and this is going to be across the entire party.
across the entire party.
So that will be 20 gold.
Jesus.
20?
Yep, 20 gold.
Yeah.
And we will say that you are carting that back as best you can to the party, because that's £40 worth of weight you're carrying. No, sorry. £80 worth of weight you're currently carrying.
Oh, man.
Look, I can be able to. Hold on.
You're going to status swap so you can carry it back.
Oh,
Hold on.
my God.
I can actually carry it just fine.
You can? Okay.
Yep. I can actually carry that 80 pounds just fine. I have 117 weight open.
That's like pretty much my entire carry capacity.
So
Okay.
that was 8 days worth.
Okay. So how many rations is that in total? How many do we use a day?
Well, you use
You use
one
one a
ration a
day.
It
day.
is one a day. Okay.
It's
so
one a day, and you have 8 days worth of rations. So everybody add 8 days of rations to your inventory. They weigh £2 each.
Yeah.
So
I guess for me it would be 1 pound then.
no, for you it's £2 as well, because you still eat as much as a medium creature. You're just small.
Then you put the weight wrong in the inventory.
Oh, did I?
You put 1 pound for the rations.
Oh, okay. In which case, just up into 2. That'd be alright.
How many rations? Sorry.
8.
And
8
each
wrapped
costs,
ions.
£2.
Yep, each one weighing £2. Yep. Do you need Romulus to carry those as well, Cat?
No, I can take them. I'll just remember, I need you to send me that list from the spellbook.
Oh, yep, I have that here. I was waiting for you to ask.
I have acquired food.
There you go.
Thank you.
There you go. The bottom 3 are second level. The first ones are all first level.
Oh, sweet. I'll take that. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Uh,
Okie dokies. So, is there anything else you wanted to shop for? You mentioned rope and a grappling hook as well.
does Vinny need any pittons? I remember he used them, but I can't remember if he got them back.
I have 8 left.
Okay.
I don't believe I retrieved the couple of
No, you didn't retrieve them, but again, they're quite cheap if you wanted to pick up more, but... I mean, they're 5 copper pieces apiece, so if you want to.
Yeah, I'll spend a silver to get back up to 10.
To get back up to 10, okay. And rope and stuff?
Rope, yep.
Yep, 50 feet of hempen rope is 1 gold and weighs £10 for anybody who wishes to buy 1 or 2 lengths of that. You can only carry up to 2 lengths of them at a time. Except for Romulus, you can carry 3, I believe. So, because he's Cat. Oh, and Cat can carry 3 as well, because you're both large creatures. I think it's just Romulus has the actual capacity to carry 3.
Yeah.
I also want to
So I get the grappling.
The grappling hook is going to be... that's going to be a bit more of a search. So I'm going to ask you to make me an investigation check, please.
Does Cat want to help me with this? Because
I will do. I also want to get some Jeff materials in case something happens, because I burnt through them.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me an
literally it's
investigation
charcoal.
check.
Charcoal, yeah.
Yeah, I'll say investigation
yeah.
check from one of you each. And Vinny, what were you going to say?
Okay.
I will get a length of rope. I have
Okay.
part of one, but I'll get another.
Oh, 18, thank God.
10.
18, 10. Okay, Cat, as you're otherwise looking around for charcoal and incense and stuff to make a new Jeff, as you go from store to store, kind of asking, a lot of them kind of turn around and say, "Sorry, afraid not. I've been bought up in preparation for the Wizard Festival. Wizards have otherwise been gathering it, and certain stalls have been setting up, taking reserves and such. They've been paying extra for them here, so afraid I don't have any to sell. You'll have to wait until the Wizard Festival when people are doing that sort of thing. Sorry."
Really need to find some in case he goes missing. That could end up a disaster. If I pay more, could I get, like, at least some?
It's I don't have any in stock, I'm afraid. It's
Oh,
not that
okay.
I'm not charging you for it, because if I was, I'd be charging you 4 gold per bit. Basically, you'd have to pay
Okay.
40 gold for 10 gold's worth. But at the moment, there just isn't any in stock, so I don't have any to give.
Okay. Could you recommend anywhere there is a potential?
Yeah,
I know that it's...
it'll be the wizard group next week, unless you can find someone who's got some in stock still. But a lot of the wizards have already been through and gathered up stock in preparation for various either talent trainings or selling of materials and such to other upcoming talents. Can't say for certain exactly what's going to be going on. I don't pay much attention myself.
Okay.
It's usually
No
a time
worries.
for
Well,
big
thank
commerce
you.
for the wizard stuff, but not for us. No, that's alright.
Well, thank you very much.
That's alright. And Romulus, what did you get?
I got an 18,
Okay. 18.
which for me is a phenomenal
Yeah.
roll.
As you're wandering around, there's a moment where you otherwise see a rather interesting shop, which looks similar to that of a blacksmith shop. And as you otherwise kind of can smell, even in the fresh rain and the heavy wind, you can still smell kind of the waft of charcoal and smoke. As you step into the shop and kind of have a look around, you can see that this is a weaponsmith's. But you can also see that there are a lot of different designs and makes from all over. And you can see that there's an individual in the back currently working as they turn towards you, this large metal visor down at the moment, as they quench a weapon of some form before kind of dusting themselves off and walking through. As you see this very lean, muscular old man, maybe in his 80s or 90s, as he wanders up, kind of brushes himself down. "Sure, Minotaur. Looking for a new weapon?"
Oh no, weapon-wise, I am well.
I can see that. You got some
Pretty
mighty
well.
fine ones there.
Thank you. I must say your work looks to be highly competent as well.
Thank yous.
If I didn't have so many, I absolutely would purchase one. And actually, I'll be honest, I'm already getting tempted. No, I am here specifically because, owing to some unfortunate circumstances, my grappling hook got, shall we say, inconveniently inconvenienced.
That should be alright. I don't have any made grappling hooks, but I can make something. I have a few of these hooked awls used for meat hooks for carrying butchery stuff. I can take the metal bit and forge them all together and have a ring added on the end if you want. I'll only be able to make the one in a short time, but I can do that.
That would be ideal. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So I'll say, given I've got dismantled 3 weapons in the process, I'll say 5 gold.
I can manage that. Here you go. And I hand over 5 gold, internally crying. But I do so.
If you want to take a seat, you should be able to see from the chair over there. And he points to what looks to be a chair which cannot take your weight. But respectfully, he's offering.
I think I'll stand. I'm actually a blacksmith myself, so I quite enjoy watching the process.
Well, you're welcome to watch, just don't come through the back.
Of course.
You see he otherwise trots off back through the archway. You can hear some banging and otherwise the sound of metal bending before he kind of goes over and heats up the end of the 3 meat hooks and begins to slowly kind of bash them together in a triangular fashion before adding a simple loop ring on the end of it. Quenches it, takes a little bit of time tempering it and smoothing it out, making sure it's okay. Adds a little bit of reinforcement around it before kind of bringing it back through. There you go! Slams it onto the top of the table itself. He seems to be human from what you can tell, although he seems to be old for a human.
I must say, you did that very quickly.
Been doing this for almost 70 years now.
Oh, your experience shows you are a talented smith.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I see that you've got some nice weapons there. I would be willing, if you've got coin, to do trades. I do enjoy taking old weapons and making them new. It's a bit of a hobby of mine. So if there are any you want to hand over and trade for higher prices, I have some nice pieces that would be worth your while, I think. Depending on what you're doing.
Well, I could be convinced. What have you got in stock? Let's talk.
Depends on what you're after. Are you fighting some wayward dragons? Are you going to be taking on the world and you need something to prove how good you are? I don't know. What do you want?
Well, I am... How to put this? I'm looking to prove... Well, I'm looking to gain strength in this world, and I suppose part of that is proving my own strength. We've fought dragons before, well, it didn't go terribly well, but giants we have. I think I'm looking for a big weapon and a tough weapon. I usually work best at a bit of range, but I'm open to... Well, any two-handed weapon fits me well, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Two-handed. Might serve you well, might not. I can think of something that might work well for you. He goes over to one shelf.
I've got 2 items that I think I'd very much be willing to trade.
Well, we'll discuss that in a moment, and any price comes in for it. And he goes over and kind of pulls open a metal case on the side of the wall, which you could see behind the bars was this kind of very beautiful looking warhammer. As he otherwise pulls it down, places it on the countertop. So, this one is known as the Twin Slug. Not the prettiest name, but it's certainly a good one. Give a foe a whack with this, and they ain't going to be going nowhere for a while. It makes them a little bit slower, if you get what I mean. They're not as quick.
Understood.
It's quite nice if you want to tie someone down, stop them from running away. If you've got some slippery foes, it's quite useful. It's a nice make in the nature of it. Crafted myself, so of excellent quality, but I am, of course, biased in that sense. Otherwise, I'd be willing to trade. I mean, there are others as well. Depends. You said two-handed weapons, so I have got some bigger things that might help. Depends. You've got a longer weapon. Are you after weapons that are longer reach or shorter ones?
Longer reach seems to be what I lean towards, but I've already got a lot of long reach weapons. I'm open to alternatives.
Okay.
I think what I really want is, heavy hitters seems to be what I lean for, but anything that's got good utility is also appreciated.
Okay.
No, you can't win a fight without an advantage.
Well, let's see. There was one that was given to me a little while ago in trade for some coin. The individual was giving it away for a good price. Not necessarily sure. I haven't done any work on it, so I don't know if it needs any working on, but I can give it a look if it'd be something you'd be interested in. As he otherwise scoops down and pulls up what looks to be this very mean-looking blade. We are talking a longer blade, a semi-jagged edge to it, kind of like squared-off teeth to along the blade's edge. And you note that the sword itself is very long. You've only ever seen a few of these that have been made previously, and they are very extremely difficult to make as a craftsman, you know. This is a haft blade. This will require specific weapon training in order to get used to using. If you remember, Rook from Campaign 1 had one.
I do remember. I also remember, what was his name? My slime character, Jester?
Yes, I think it was.
Many a moon ago,
Yep,
having a
had a
similar
half blade, yeah.
Remind me of its details.
Details? Haft blades, if I remember correctly, they are great swords with an additional 5 feet of reach, but you cannot be traditionally trained with them. You have to train yourself to use them, which takes up to 40 in-game hours.
Yeah, because I got trained by Negril.
Yeah.
In the arena.
Yes. Yeah, so it would require extensive training, but it would be a direct upgrade because it would be better. It's effectively a maul or a greatsword with an extra 5 feet of range. Yeah. This one is called Stagger, from what I understand. And if you can draw it across an opponent after a successful hit, or you have managed to dig it into them and you draw it out, from what I understand, it does something extra. It's a mean weapon. In question, if you are to land a critical hit with this weapon, your next attack is an auto hit.
Oh.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, you do not roll for it though, so you can't crit and you can't miss. It's just it rolls damage, that's it. Because you dig it into them and then you draw the weapon out.
Fair.
This also means you then can't switch weapons or anything like that. You can't play any extra cards because there's no rolling to hit. It's just what it does. So if you were to have, say for example, Divine Smite, you couldn't do that with it because you don't roll to hit. It's just damage. So that is something to note for if there's anything that would benefit from that, like fighting techniques or any of your runes that do bonus damage, for example.
Okay. But it's just any after effects for it wouldn't occur. It would just be.
Yeah. So with things like Divine Smite, you need to, for example, go, when you roll an attack for your to hit, you may choose to Divine Smite after knowing the roll. You can't do that because the second hit is already hitting. So there is no roll, so there is no adding a Divine Smite.
Oh, what?
If you just do flat bonus damage with like Enlarge Reduce, then that would count still.
Fair enough. The rules lore in me is going crazy. I'm pretty sure the actual wording on Divine Smite is when you hit with an attack, but never mind. I understand the reasoning there. I just...
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah. So yes, I think that's pretty useful. Because the chances of getting a crit after another crit are pretty low, and if I'm going to add anything to a hit, I'll do it on the confirmed hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the confirmed crit. So
Yeah, the weapon itself, it needs a little bit of pep up. Looking at it, need to change the handle to it a bit. And if you've got any preferred weapon handle bits you'd like me to add, I can improve it a little bit. Needs a bit of sharpening by the looks of it, and a few of the teeth damage. So I'll rehammer them out and I'll sharpen it all up. So it'll be work that'll probably take me the next few days or so. If you wanted this one in particular, and if you're looking to trade, I can probably go. Let's see. You said which one of the two were you interested in trading?
Well, I've got this Vector Corbin that extends itself out and deals, and it's magical. The only problem is, with its large size, it does become difficult for most to wield.
Ah, okay.
And it doesn't like having someone else, having you swap to another weapon whilst you're using it.
So it's a bit of a faulty weapon then, but it still functions.
Yes. For my reasoning, it extends up to 50. It has a range of up to 15 feet, which I find very useful given my increased size.
How about this then? If you're gonna be swapping it for this one, Stagger's quite pricey. I bought it for 500 gold, but that was the fact that they wanted to get rid of it for one reason or another. Maybe it's had some history, maybe it's done something and it's got... What's the reverse of sentimental value? Trauma? I'll go with that.
PTA.
But...
Negative association.
Yeah, that one. Not sure why, didn't ask questions. 500 gold was a good deal. It's not cursed, from what I can tell. I know that weapons can be cursed. I did sell one once, got a bad review on Yelp, but you know, this happens.
Yelp, that's
it's the
common,
newsletter.
Newsletter, yes, I'm aware. I didn't know they had that in these parts. I thought it was a big city type thing, but I'm glad it's getting the spread, you know?
Yeah. Shame I've only got the one review. Only wizards can put on it, though. They can't use weapons.
Oh, that is...
So...
It kind of feels a little bit biased, doesn't it?
Yeah. But if you wanted to buy this weapon at flat out, I'd probably say, given that it is a half blade, that I'm not a good one with making these. They're tricky, even for someone of my experience. And of this quality, it's still pretty good, even if it does need a bit of a pep up. After I've pepped it up, I'll probably say 10,000 gold for it, given that it's got a high magical quality to it as well. But if you're looking to swap that back to Corbin, I'll say, given it's a little faulty, but it's of good make, say it'll run about, say, 200 goldish, so run it down to 9,200. Again, it's a pretty good swap.
What if I add in this maul that I've got over here?
Maul... It's of nice make. It's nothing extraordinary currently, but I'll give you benefit of the doubt. I'll knock it down to 9,100 or 9,700 with that.
All right. Yes, I also heard the mess up with the pricing there, but yes, that's fine.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I took it down by 200, then went down to 9,200. No, 9,800, and then down to 9,700.
Yeah. Tempting. The thing is,
you're gonna tell me you haven't got the money, have you?
He's broke.
Not that well.
Well, this
Yes, I
happens.
am.
It's quite all right. I am aware. There are things that can be done. The Wizarding Festival is coming up, and some of the people in there like to sell things or buy ingredients. If you can get something cool or fancy, and you can swindle some wizardy prick, you can go from there.
What's wrong with he?
No, he's right.
Bad.
No, you're not all bad. It's just, you know, they come here saying, oh, it's tradition, we go to this place. It's like, I make weapons. Fuck off, I want mercenaries.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
All right. Just so I obviously I don't reckon I have the money to purchase this at this point in time, but
That's all right.
I would like to get an idea on a third weapon.
All right.
I'm going to take out my Dane axe. How much would this get? Hand carved.
It's a good
Dire
make.
bear spines. Making up the axe head.
I will say, on a fair
For a small enchantment
assessment, I wouldn't get this because it's bone, and I work specifically with steel and
Fair
other
enough.
metals. So that's just personal preference. I wouldn't buy this or swap this because it is a nice weapon, and I wouldn't be able to give you proper justice for it. For a collector
Fair
or
enough.
somebody who might be able to trade in something like this or might be willing to do so, I'd say this would probably price at about 200 gold. But that's, I don't know if that's a stretch or not. It's, again, you made it. It's made of some good materials. Made of dire bear spine is, you know, it's quite good. It's a hardy material. It's going to be strong, potentially stronger than most metals. But it's again, it's material I'm not used to. So I can't sharpen it.
That's
I
fair
can't
enough.
bend it and reliably shape it to how I need it to. I can't replace it without potentially damaging it. I wouldn't buy it personally. But that's just my honest opinion.
No, that's fair enough. I just wanted to get an idea. I do know people who work specifically in this sort of thing, so I should try and see what they would price it at as well. But it's nice to have a rough idea to start off with.
That's right. Now that halberd, on the other hand, the one that I can see poking out the back, that I'd happily do a
Yes.
1-for-1 trade on. That looks like a solid weapon. I don't know what that metal is. It's intriguing to me.
Is there any chance the price would go up or lower if I was to tell you what it was?
We'll find out.
It's made of ghost steel.
So it can only be forged by dead people then.
I believe you don't. They mentioned you have to at least be somewhat dealing with death. I don't think you necessarily have to be dead, but probably.
I'd say that probably neutralises the price and makes it the same as what I'd said. I'd say it'd probably be about 10,000 gold, maybe. I mean, it's a halberd. It looks like it's enchanted as well, which is pretty good. It's a good quality make as well. And it being made by a dead smith or someone with necromantic magics, I don't know, then this is something that
I'm just
could
trying
be
to
quite
remember the guy's
pricey.
name. What was the guy's name? Oh, it was something oddly normal.
I don't know. I can't think. But you were going to teach me how to use that.
Oh yeah, I'm not selling it. Like, it's objectively my best.
No,
weapon
I'm the
right
one who
now.
pointed it out. I was just curious as to what it was.
Ah.
It looks like it's interesting.
It is
Oh
very
yes,
interesting. I have
very
a
good. It
needle
also
made of it.
You have a what?
A needle made out of it. Pointed
Interesting.
needle.
You were looking
I
to
have
sell it?
everything.
The needle?
You know. If I can figure out how to work with the stuff, you know, if I die, I might be able to make some more things. You never know, I'm getting on a bit.
Fair. But I kind of need...
It's
How
fine.
much
If
would
you
you-
need it and you want to stop an old man from living his life, then go on and do what you want to do.
Huh.
Kind of.
How about
How
about
much would you lower the
how
price
about
for
hold on. You said that would be worth a 1-to-1 trade, right?
remember we need the needle because
Maybe.
No,
it might be the thing that can get through your arm.
hold
Yeah, but
on.
he's gonna
Just
make her feel
listen
bad.
to me. Just listen to me.
Are you
How
even
about I give you information about it for a trade for it?
Depends on what you're wanting to trade.
He said that it would be a 1-to-1 trade for the.
Yeah,
the-
for a living weapon of the stuff. I wouldn't need to buy the materials, wouldn't need to figure out how to make the stuff, it would just be. But if you're going to teach me, that's going to take time. I'm an old dog and it's going to take me a while to figure this stuff out. I ain't the brightest box up there.
What if I told you that if you go to a certain spot, you can get one yourself?
I'm listening.
We met somebody that gave them to us. But we can only take one. So we can't go back and get another one for you. You have to go yourself.
I can corroborate what Kay is saying. That is how it works.
I haven't been on a pilgrimage in quite some time. Given the current weather, I don't think I'd go. But,
Not now. But
no, not
you
now,
could-
but I could.
You could hire an adventurer or
I
go
could.
yourself.
Actually,
Well,
counterpoint. we've got to go back past that way to get to Zaker's.
We do indeed.
So
We could escort you.
you there after the Wizards Festival.
And
That
then
sounds like a plan.
And then, since you said 1 for 1, can get that there.
No, it's 1 for 1 for the physical object. Given I'd be getting
Yeah.
something of similar value in a sense, I'd have to see what there is first before I do any transactional trades.
Very well.
But-
Also, while we're there, you'll meet the person that actually forged them.
Sounds good.
What was his name? I want to say like began with a W.
I've
Or a
wrote it down, I
H.
was looking through my notebooks.
I can't believe I missed that one. Like I've got lots of other.
I wrote it
people
down, but I
names.
couldn't.
Can I roll a history check?
No, because I'm still trying to find the document with his name in it. So I'm sorry. I can't let you.
I could have swore I wrote it down, but it's not in my
Who's
notes.
this, sir?
I have it written down somewhere. I
Just
just don't know
The
where.
undead guy.
The
Yeah.
Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Graham the Ghost?
Oh right, because you had a. He was your favorite NPC. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
Of
right.
course, yeah.
Graham the Ghost.
Ghost.
Thank you kindly.
I will find his stuff eventually. Is it in this document here?
My note taking at the beginning of this campaign was quite meticulous and it's dropped off quite considerably.
But
Literally, my only note for that session was Graham the Ghost with an exclamation mark.
You are correct. It was indeed Graham.
okay, hold on. I'm going to do a Google, a search from my drive for Graham. How are you spelling that? Yeah, I'm having to ask how it's spelled.
Graham, I'd assume.
Yeah, I don't.
That's what I wrote down.
That's what I've got.
Okay,
Probably didn't check the spelling for it.
Yeah, likewise.
Not Ghost Smoth. Ghost Smith. Ghost Steel. Does that get me anywhere? Oh, of course. It's not. No, that's where it would be. Yeah, it's in the name of the location, not the. Of course.
Ugh.
It's in the name of the location, not him specifically. Okay, so it's in this city here, or in the town here. Graham is Greyam specifically, and that's why I couldn't find it.
Wow, you make life hard for yourself, don't you?
I
Yeah.
do. It's fancy stuff. Bonus 2 cold damage. on
God,
top of
this
normal
is
damage.
almost as
Yeah.
bad as Ned Stark with the 2 Ds.
Yeah, you know.
Well, I think we could work out a deal. When you come back, if you're still up for it, I'd quite happily do a trade for that. Get some good weapons out. And same goes for any of the rest of you. If you need a better weapon or if you need it sorted out, I'm sure I could cut you a deal.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I can't.
I don't use weapons.
That's
because I'm
true.
one of them icky wizards. But can I buy some charcoal from you?
I could fetch some out of the oven, yeah.
Cool. Can I get like? And I'll just sort of like gesture to how much because I don't know if you'll know the monetary value of charcoal, but
Okay.
probably about 20 GP's worth.
Okay.
He trots off for a bit. There's a little bit of rustling around in the back before he comes back. Kind of lumps a sack in front of you.
That's about 20 GP's worth, I think.
It's just a sack
Okay.
of sack of coal.
Cool. Then time to go back to my little bank hole.
Okay.
I will pull out 20 GP's
Okay.
worth.
Now, because you've already cast it once today, you don't have to cast it again for this, so that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you pull that out. You give it to him.
Thank you kindly.
That's no worries. There's no worries.
What about
Thank
the
you
rest
very
of you?
much. You've been helpful.
I see you got 2 more people who use weapons. Are you interested in anything? See, there's the young lady at the back, and then there's the young lass. Young compared to me, so don't go getting snappy.
What do you make of this? And I pass over. Well, I keep hold of the scythe,
Scythe.
but just to present and show it.
He takes a look at it. Ooh. You got yourself a nice weapon there. I wouldn't go trading that for anything in my stock. It don't look like much, but it's got some kick to it. Yeah.
Then I'm afraid I'm quite happy with what I've got. Thank you, sir.
Fair enough. Did you want me to enlighten you on what it's doing exactly for you? Obviously, I know it's bound to you, but other than that, I know a few other bits and pieces about it that could be interesting.
Insight.
Go ahead. I'm going to roll a deception check. Ha! Good luck.
Oh, come on!
Nope, crusty old man. He's hard to read.
I can roll out a 60. Bleh.
Go on then.
Well, for one, it's made of blood metal. It's going to make it... This means it will repair itself if you ever get it damaged somehow. Also means if you can ever get a hold of something more blood-related, creature-wise, you should be able to absorb it. Or some of its power, anyway.
Blood.
Yeah.
Oh.
Think like, I don't know. Can't say everything that's not... Well, everything's made of blood, but nothing blood-specific that I can think of. Like, vampires. Bitey knobs who live in the mountains to the far north of it. Beyond Maruk. Well, northwestish. They live near the big water pond there. Lake, that's the word. There's quite a few of them. They come
So
down
it's
here
like
every now and then.
Vampire weapon.
Sort of. You kill something like it and it will gain a power. It doesn't particularly matter what. I imagine you'll get something from anything that's particularly blood made or whatever. You may have come across something like that in the past, I don't know. It doesn't seem to have done anything yet. But from what I understand, it's blood metal. Short of it is, kill something with a strong level of kind of a blood essence to it or something similar, and you'll get something from it. Can't say exactly what, because I don't know. But something.
So, like me. Interesting.
Like you.
I'm weird.
Hi, weird. Kevin.
I...
Puts his hand over the countertop.
What? And is this Kevin spelled K-Y-V?
No, K-E-V-I-N.
A-N. Oh, wow. Heaven forbid we have one that's spelled normally.
I shake his hand and I say, I can eat metal.
You see, he immediately stops shaking his hand and kind of glances around at the weapons, or squinting his
I'm
eyes
not
at
going to
you.
eat your weapons
You know
without
the
buying
meme
them.
where shakes someone's hand then immediately washes it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat anything unless I bought it first.
That's fair. In which case, I might
But-
have some things which could help, but that's up to you. Depends. Do you also take on enchantments and magic-y stuff?
Yes.
Do you think you could eat stagger? Use 10,000.
Do you
Alright,
mind if I
please
examine it
don't.
real quick?
Pardon?
I ask if I can examine it. See if I can get an understanding if I can eat this or not.
It's a big weapon. That's more of what he was getting at.
I mean,
It's about as tall as
Size
Romulus, so
of-
it's about 2.5 Ks.
in my experience, size doesn't matter.
Understood. Well, I've got some other things here. I can fish up some old designs and stuff for that sort of thing. Sharpen them up or dull them down, depending on what you'd want, and get some old weapons for that. But there's one gentleman whom I haven't served. What about you, Sunshine?
Indeed.
Lurking in the back.
Well, as far as trade materials, here's what I have on me. I'll start by showing him the regular scimitar.
Mm-hmm. Nice, mate, but nothing special.
Mm-hmm.
What about the one on your back? You can see the hilt of it popping out.
Oh, you mean this one? I'll hold out the
Longsword.
the magic sword. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, she's a beaut, she is. Nice steel, good curve on that. Ooh, wonderful hilt. Simple inscriptions, though. Looks like gibberish to me, but oh well. Magical. It's a nasty one. It's not a fun one, I'll say you that much. Yeah, it's not bad. I'd trade you for it. So this is probably, given the magical nature, and I can tell it's quite a potent one, even if it is a nasty one. Probably say 1,000 gold for this one. I'll swap it for something else if you want, but if you need it, then by all means. You see more of the dancer type. If you're begging my pardons.
Oh, that's right. I
No,
completely
nothing.
forgot. I take off the giant blacksmith hammer that I've been carrying around.
He's just been walking around with his blacksmith hammer. That's a lot of metal. I could work with that.
Yeah.
You'd have to carry it into the back for me, but I could trade that
I
for
could-
something fun.
How much?
Well, I'll deal with this gentleman first. We'll deal with.
I'm sorry. You talking about like on his back reminded me of like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I've just got that there.
We'll deal with your oversized hammer in a moment, sir. What? So, you looking for anything fancy? More of a finesse-y type weapon, one that's a bit quick, kind of like your scimitars?
In effect, yes. Chris, just remember, what was the exact detail of the curse on the sword? Other than when I tried to learn about it, it deleted itself from me.
You want the enchantment bit, not the. Well, you know it's cursed, obviously, but you don't know what the curse
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah. The details. There you go. There we go.
Mine is going to be slow, but...
+1 longsword deals an additional D4 necrotic damage on a hit roll of 15 or higher. D4 increases in die size for every 3 creatures killed with it until you and resets on taking a long rest.
And this is...
Do you remember where you got it?
Yeah. This was the sword I found in the
Yep. Yeah.
in the thing. So I know who it was used to kill, and I know who it used to belong to, which carries some implications.
Could do a trade for one of my weapons if you want. I've got an interesting one which might help you.
What do you have in mind?
Well, if you're after fancy, I've got this one, which is quite a nice one. He goes over to a particular section of the room and puts his hand into one of the cases and kind of pushes his hands up for a moment before lifting down this kind of bright golden scimitar with what looks to be a series of what almost like glitter stuck along the back of it, but it's still a very nice blade as he otherwise carries it over. This is what's known as the Sun Dancer. It's quite a nice one. Give it a good swing. It's quite light. You're welcome to lift it if you wish. There is a keyword that you can use with it. If you say the word shin while you're using it, it will emit a burst of bright light. Potentially
befalling a foe.
That is interesting.
I know.
I mean, this used to belong to a friend, but I assume he doesn't want it anymore.
Apparently not. He left it with you. No offense.
Indeed. I don't think something that used to belong to him is really enough to track him down.
Yeah, and I mean the weapons are good quality. It's nothing amazing, but it's a good quality. I've touched it up for making sure that it's all right for this. Very few people are interested in lighter weapons these days. Mainly people who are bandits and they're just after something cheap, not something expensive. But could serve you well. You're an interesting lot.
Okay, I'll take the trade.
All right. Okay. This is a good scimitar, which means that you get to roll the damage twice and take the higher, due to its quality. The scimitar has a once per day use of blindness attached to it, using the word shin at DC 13.
Okay.
I'll get you a written copy of that in a bit. It's currently not fully written. It is somewhere, it's just not fully written. So yeah, and it's called Sundance. Yeah.
Somewhere within the depths of Chris's mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was swapped for the longsword. Okay, so I will mark that down that you do not have that right now.
Oh, you mentioned something about being careful about curses, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yes, you'll want to keep an eye out around that one.
Oh man. Do you know if it's a bad one or not?
I didn't try it. I assume it's not a good curse.
It rarely is.
Aww.
Oh.
Are curses ever good?
Some are. You get the occasional one.
Interesting.
Yeah. There are some that
Like there
are intended to be bad, but then can be quite useful.
Yeah,
For
in
example,
specific circumstances. There was the rod of shitting. It was good for when you have constipation, but when you don't, it's pretty terrible.
And don't forget the helm of ever-growing hair.
Oh, that was
Intended.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, intended to make people utterly, hairy and awful. But if you're bald, and then put it on, 5 minutes later, have a shave.
If I remember correctly, that was worn by Henry the Hairful Wizard, the one who lived up north somewhere. He was a werefolk who went bald after some terrible accident or something, and then he put the helmet on, and all of a sudden he was as poofy as a llama.
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Huh.
Look, some curses can be good in specific circumstances. Others, less so. Some curses are just silly. But, this is what happens sometimes. But, yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Anyway, regarding your big hammer. He rubs his hands together. That's a lot of metal. That will keep me going for several months.
If it's any help, it's also giant forged.
Ooh, well, it's more just metal I'm going to be using. But the quality's okay. It's pretty crude. It's nothing special, so it's just going to be metal. I would say we'll weigh it, but I'm probably going to break something if I do that.
That's fair.
Surprised you managed to carry that around so long, but then again...
I am extremely buff.
Yeah. Did you note down how heavy that was weight-wise?
You specified 40 pounds.
Okay. It's a lot of metal. Okay. How about this?
I can trade this for you for 500 gold, and so you don't have to lug it around. I can give you the 500 now, or I can make an IOU with my signature on it. Just make sure to cash it in before I die.
I will take the cash now. I've as much as I did have thoughts of using it myself. It is just quite unwieldy, isn't it?
I mean, I could do something. I'm not a wizard, I can't enchant, but I know someone who can. He doesn't like me all that much, but the Wizard Festival's coming up, and I'm sure I can grab his ear and drag him in here. I could put something weird on it. You know, hammer of shrinking, who knows? Who knows, maybe you can have a hammer of throwing, and you can throw it like a normal hammer. It's just really freaking big. Hit multiple people.
Jeez.
These are sounding exceedingly fun. But no, I will take the 500 gold. After all, I've got to try my best to, well, if I can get the gold for it, purchase your delightful stagger there.
Yeah.
Or, you know, worst case scenario, just having gold is usually quite a good thing.
Yeah, that's fair. Just don't go losing it.
Ha ha! Ha! Ha!
I hear no, did I? Oh, your friend mentioned earlier about the whole
Yes.
losing gold thing, so I thought it
Yes.
might have been you. You seem the gullible type.
Nice.
So,
You're an old man. You're an old man. Don't push me.
oh, don't push me, I'm an old man.
You know
I
what
came from a cranky generation. So, well, I suppose that's everyone done then. Look out for some blood creatures. They'll be fun. They'll make you more powerful. Don't go eating any of my weapons. Hope Sundance helps you well. I'm sure she's in good hands. And thanks for the hammer. Here's your gold, and I'll see you when you want stagger.
All right. I'm going to hand the gold over to Kat. Put that in your pocket space immediately.
Okay, I'll just snap my fingers.
Is it in platinum or is it in gold?
It's in gold.
Okay.
I need to make a thing so I can keep track of what's in my pocket. Pocket. Romulus is 500 GP. Okay.
I didn't even get a chance to buy a weapon.
Boom.
Rude.
You said you were going to eat them.
So, I said I'd buy them first.
I guess that's true. Do you want to buy one then?
I don't know what you got.
What you got for trade? You got coin? You looking to buy stuff? What you want?
I got coin. I can't trade. I show 'em my claws.
That's fair. Can't be taking those. Could take clippings, but that'll be mean and insensitive. I'm old.
Also,
Give me a break.
also, they don't last when they're not on me.
Oh, yeah, just as well then. All right. Well, if you're, what would be good? What do you want? Something small, something big, something heavy, something interesting, something fun, something terrible. I've
How
got
about
this
something-
longsword I've just gotten, which you can eat. We'll see what happens when you eat a curse.
Oh God.
You know, I'm not looking forward to dying today.
Its price has gone down.
I'm looking for something interesting enchanted wise. I don't know if I can change the metal of my club. Just to make it clear, the metal is part of me.
Right. So if you get an
And-
enchantment, it could be permanently throughout you.
Good, yes.
So we'll knock cursed weapons off the table. He puts the longsword down. You said it doesn't last long when when you otherwise have it project from you, right?
Yes. I try and make. I do what I did with the guy and the creepy guy, where I kind of
Oh, the Taskmaster.
saliva. Yeah, the Taskmaster, where I did the saliva and turned it into metal, and then when it dropped off, it show him what happens.
Okay. Ah. Interesting.
But I make sure I gather that back.
That's living metal.
Yes.
I'm aware of it because I've seen one thing like it before. I sold it since. That was about 26 years ago. You're probably not going to find the guy. Or gal. I can't remember. It's been too long. But I know what this stuff is. It's rare stuff. So, if you're looking for a blood creature, you got one in your group. Just saying. If he ever turns on you, he should be your first target. But
Please don't encourage Kirv any more than she already is.
I'm just saying the facts as they are.
Yeah,
This
well,
is just
the
how
thing
things
is,
are.
The facts as they are.
something I haven't mentioned is I can get things from creatures too.
Ooh, fun.
I absorb from creatures, so I could eat them.
It's a mutual trade. No. But, I mean, depending on what you want, this will be up to you. I haven't got anything that'll be interesting and fun. I got quite a lot of basic +1s in here. They're not that impressive. They're just better weapons. So it's nothing really that impressive. But there is something which might work.
Oh.
I don't know. It is a javelin, so it might be a bit of a swallow. But it might work. It's called a javelin of long throw. Terrible name. But thrower didn't go very well. People didn't buy it when it was called that because people would often just start calling it thrower. So, effectively, it flies for you, so it goes a distance. It might work with you. I don't know. It'll be an interesting purchase. It is a javelin. It does only go a little bit of an extra distance. It is mostly made of metal, so it's useful for some people. Extra for ironmongers. They like this kind of stuff. Otherwise, I'd say it's about maybe 250 gold. It's enchanted still, and it's magical, which makes it worth it, but it's not that amazing. Alternatively, you can just give it to the big guy to yeet at people.
I'm actually kind of curious. How much is that slime one? The slug one?
Slug one? What, slow people down?
Yeah.
That one depends on how much you've got. It's about 8,000.
Oh,
He's rich, but he's not that rich.
Well,
yeah.
look, I'm not going to question it. He flashed the cash. That's what happens.
I did not flash cash. I said I'd pay with cash.
No, that's fair, but, you know, the others have all been trading, which means that they don't have much. Usually.
Yeah. I don't.
Don't know how much you're hiding in that magic area of yours, though, so you might have a lot. But you're a wizard.
True. True. I've got Cychania. That'll do me. Just Cychania nods back.
I'll trade for that.
Hell no.
I'll give you a stagger for that thing. How about it, big
No.
guy?
No.
Your daughter's too young. You're a guardian. You'll trade that thing for stagger.
Romulus, you want the javelin?
No, I'm very good on that front, but thank you. Cat, I want you to understand. I would never sell something of yours without your express permission. However, Cychania has been a bit of an arse. What with the brain fuckery.
So Chania just looks at you in a very scowlish manner. She seems nastier than before with the extra spikes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did that hit a nerve? Were you the one whose brain got messed around with? No. Oh, is that... I'm talking to a fucking chain. Oh,
There you are! This is quite interesting.
It's conscious.
The
You sure you
chains...
don't need to take the day off from this?
Honestly, Honestly, Vinny, I know you're just saying it for a joke. Frankly, I could do with a day off. A day at the spa, you know.
There is
you
a
guys should have gone when I went.
Wait, when did you go to a spa?
When all y'all were doing something else. I don't remember what y'all were doing.
Oh, fair enough. Well, let me know next time. I may genuinely like
There is
that.
I will say there is a stylist not far from here. She doesn't do my hair. Don't know if you can tell, but
We could get him a perm.
she does some good stuff.
I doubt that'll go over well for me.
It's up to you if you want to.
Should I get Minotaur with a perm? All over perm? Is that...
That'd be funny.
Curly perm?
It would be very funny.
Hmm.
I can't deny it. It'd be funny.
A Minotaur with ringlets?
I'll pretend.
Well,
I
yeah,
didn't
let's
know
go
what
give
that
him a
means.
visit.
Yeah.
I don't think we have that much time for that. I think we gotta
not
go.
currently.
Yeah. Also, on the way back, could you not help me see if we can find somewhere that has incense?
Like I said, the wizards will have it. No, that's not. That was a different guy. Sorry.
That was a different
That's a
guy.
different guy.
Like you've probably been told, the wizards will have that stuff.
Yeah, but there might be someone.
Yes,
we can
it's
buy
weird.
from.
We're actually a weird sort of hive consciousness in this city.
Rumors
Oh,
get around
geez.
fast, but it's raining. Like I said, it's fast.
I mean,
Yeah,
I guess
Brailin is actually a strange gestalt entity. It's not a city at all, really.
Frankly, it's more accurate to refer to it as a nest or hive. But,
But that's a
well,
bit
you know, I gotta move
insensitive
with the times.
nowadays, so we called it something else. We just call it a city. Anywho,
Okay.
Anywho.
Well, I've got enough for one, so what that'll do. Okay.
How about this?
yeah.
Just looking around at all of his stuff, is his stuff all made from the same type of metal?
No, there's a lot of variety in this. You get a sense that a lot of these are made by other people, bought by them, and then sold here in exchange for other weapons.
Do you have any other kinds of metal here?
I have all sorts. What are you looking for?
Mostly I'm looking to test and see if I can change the type of metal that my metal is. Because it's more like an iron right now, and I wanted to see if it can change.
I mean, it looks like ghost steel to me.
Well, it was iron.
Right.
I ate the weapon that I got from them.
I see.
Hence why it's now ghost steel.
Yeah, okay. Well, depending on what you'd be after, got iron, goth iron, bronze, steel, dark steel, black steel. I have one frost steel weapon somewhere in the back. Still need to touch that one and make it work though. Got some white steel in here. I got a little bit of orichalcum. That's the highest I got really.
It's frost steel.
Frost steel? Oh, it's made in the southern areas, down in the Ice King's domain. They're pretty good with making frost steel. Uses a bit of traditional ice iron, which is usually down there somewhere. Strangely enough, it only melts at negative temperatures. It doesn't melt from hot, it melts from cold. It's weird. That's why they make it only in the south. It's a good weapon against anything that isn't cold. If it's against something cold, and it's not going to do very well. There's blaze steel, which is the opposite of that, which is made in the far north, upper hemisphere somewhere. Yeah, frost steel's fun. It's cold. That's about it.
Interesting. How much is it for that weapon?
For that one?
Yeah.
That one's a mace, so it's nothing too spectacular. But it is enchanted with something pretty hefty. Might take you a bit to get something like that.
I'd like to insight if it actually has enchantment on it.
Go ahead, make me an insight check.
Oh, come on.
There's all.
That is a 12.
Okay, that's not bad. He's hard to read, but he seems to be telling the truth. He's been sincere and honest with all of you so far, from what you can tell, so...
How much do I gotta save for it?
Well, if you want it with the enchantment intact, it's going to be 25k.
I don't... honestly, I'm more
We've got one.
interested in... I'm more interested in the metal itself than the enchantment.
You'd be better heading off south if you just want to get the metal itself. The enchantment itself's a pretty neat one, but I need to do some work on it and re-pummel it, sort out the shaft of the weapon itself. The head of the mace is pretty nice and pretty neat, but it's... yeah.
Well, what kind of enchantment does it have on it?
Gives you the ability to manipulate ice.
Okay, I'm saving.
Just a quick thing. Where does orichalcum fall on the tier list? Because generally that's quite a potent metal in fantasy worlds.
Orichalcum, out of tiers 1 to 8, orichalcum is high tier 4.
Okay.
As
Like black steel's what? A tier 2 or 3?
black steel is mid tier 3.
Okay. I've had better, I've had worse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, frost, blaze, and white steel are high tier 3. Black is middle tier 3. Dark steel is low tier 3. Steel and bronze are tier 2, and then iron and goth iron are tier 1. Anything higher than that, you start getting into Mythark, Mithril, Blast Steel, Crimstone, Xandrox, and Adamantine.
Interesting. Alright, well, that's it for me. That's it for me asking things.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Well then, you all take care, come back with more money, get more weapons, and hopefully I look forward to seeing what your weapon does when you kill some blood essence-y creature. I want to see what it does. Bring it back. I have an eye for these things. And I want to know that. I want to get my hands on one of those ghost steel weapons. I'll do you the trade for Stagger then. In the meantime,
Sounds good.
might be worth training with that overweight Vector Corbin of yours.
Yes, I feel like that could fit quite well with the idea of how...
Won't be the same, but it might be similar, so worth a try. Anywho, I'll let you get on with your date, and I've got things I need to do. I've got commissions. Alright.
Cool.
Oh, before you go, big guy, would you be right just helping with the hammer out back?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'm going to buff up to big size using Giant Smite and then just casually lift it.
Okay. You can't fit through the door to the back.
Okay, well,
You
logically
push
I
it
would
into
know
the
that.
back.
There we go. Much better.
Excellent. Right, I
was thinking of doing the blacksmithing in this form, but I'm just like, you know what, it's too much trouble.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, well, you take care all. I will see you another time, I do hope. And if you find anything interesting, bring it to me. I'll give it a look, see. I'll trade it to you. I'll sell some stuff, do some trades, you know the drill. And if you're looking for magic stuff, go to the Wizardy Festival. Yeah, it's about all I can say. There's an enchanter who does come through, usually with a few bits and pieces from magic-y stuff. Magic-y peoples and anyone who uses magic, really. But if you happen to miss them, I know that they happen to hang around one of my friend's houses. He's old like me, but he's an elf, so he's cheating.
I like that.
Well, he's right, they do cheat.
Okay.
Mostly at cards, from my experience, though.
And you probably won't see him out in this weather, but if you see a dwarf with a toupee, send him my way. He owes me 50 gold.
No tears. Okay.
You're welcome to
Have we-
break one of his toes. He's got 10. He doesn't need all of them.
Oh no.
Have we ever seen any...
No, you haven't.
No.
No, it'll be in Brailin specifically. It's just you've seen very few people in this weather.
That's
Right.
fair.
Shall we go? We can't be too late.
There's one other thing I want to get,
Go for it.
which is a shovel.
You want a shovel? Just a regular shovel. You don't want a magic shovel with any magical enchantments?
Ooh, what enchantments do you get on a shovel?
Go
I
on.
am curious, but
It's an auto digger. It's got one of those magic-y cantrippy things on. It's called Mold Earth or something. They keep shouting. The druids keep shouting it. They're like, Mold Earth! And it turns a patch of dirt into a square. Don't get it. But it's an auto digger. It's a shovel which does that.
Huh. Imagine having mold earth. That sounds like it'd be very useful.
It's on a shovel. It does shovel stuff, just better.
Do I count as a shovel?
Yes.
asking the deep questions. What would you be looking at for that?
I mean, a shovel's 4 gold. It's not like it's a high quality shovel, and it's got a basic enchantment on it. So I'll say it's about 120 gold. 124 if you want to account for the 4 for the shovel. Yeah, 124 gold sounds good.
Do you really need a magical shovel that knows?
No, probably not. Might be useful to have a mundane one.
Alright.
Yeah.
People don't buy the magical shovel because they don't want it. Don't know why someone made it.
Like a praying
Look,
child,
it's
your
not
magical
terrible,
shovel
it's
if you
just...
want.
I know it's not terrible. It's a pointless item. If you want to learn magic, do the magic stuff. And if you don't, then just buy a flipping shovel. I bought it off of some guy for 10 gold and he told me it was worth a lot. Not starting to believe him. How about
So
this?
much-
I'll sell
how
it
much
to
would
you
you
for
sell it
50. Does that sound better? I just want it out at this point. Or I'll trade it for a scimitar. You don't need that. You don't need 4. 3, however many you got.
You know what? That's true. I do have a mundane one.
Okay.
Sure, go for it.
Okay, so you swap out a scimitar for the auto digger shovel, which casts mold earth. As
Cool.
many times as you want a day.
I mean, to be fair, that's not like the worst thing I've ever heard. Like,
No,
that's-
it's not. It's a pretty good item. It's just he wants it gone at this point. He's fed up with it.
I mean, he is right though. It's like anyone who does magic that needs to use Mold Earth would just learn Mold Earth. And
Yeah.
anyone that's like a martial character would just be like, well, I can just dig it. It's only when you get these filthy half-casters. That is a joke. I am well aware that Vinny is not in fact a filthy half-caster.
I'm technically a half-caster.
Are
I'm
you?
a
I
half
thought-
full caster.
He's
Yeah, you're-
half a full caster, yeah.
He's half of a full caster, which is some.
It's
something.
not a half caster, it's half of a full caster. There is a distinct difference.
Anyway, that was the last thing I needed. It's the last thing on my list.
Alright, cool. Have fun. He waves to you goodbye.
Okay.
You open the door, you leave. You head back to the tavern, where you then meet up with Corsair, and we will begin your trek and journey, unless there's anything else people want to buy, next session. So, for the stream, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and apologies and also not apologies for that hour of chaos purchases. And we will see you next week. Yes?
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Okay, alright. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye.